Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. We'll be bringing raw and unfiltered energy for each movie and TV show that we will be reviewing. Just think of it as turning your movie group chat into a podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
I am Jason. And man, per usual, I got some house rules I want to run through with you. So let's get started. One, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't watched it, please stop, go check it out, and then come listen to this review. Number two, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, let your church members know, let your family know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though podcast. Number three, have fun. We just kicking shit, having fun with my friends. That's what we do. And last but not least, this is not a kid-friendly podcast. So if you're watching with your kids, that's something on you that has nothing to do with us. Let's get to this review.
Go ahead,
Yo,
throw this
you look
on.
like a grown-ass baby.
Right.
Actually, leave that joint on. Leave it on. Leave it on.
Actually, no, I got a baby.
No, leave it on. Ew.
I got a baby for you.
Hey, you remember them commercials with the kids with the little insurance and shit?
You remember Baby Geniuses, the movie? That's what might look like.
Insurance
Fresh out of
don't
Baby
stick on
Genius.
me.
How you do that? That's
This nigga, something this brother got on his system that allows him to just jump between. I can switch the color filter, but like that ain't that cool.
Jason, don't let nobody know that. Let them know you got that fancy shit. This your show. What are you doing? Right back.
It is what it is, man. Everybody ain't able.
Look, I got
Everybody-
a bunch of stuff over here. I don't need all that fancy stuff Mike got.
Look at Jazz. She gotta do it.
Yeah, I can't do no hearts or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody
I got
outdo me
flowers.
on my show, Jason? Come
I
on
get
now.
flowers and all that stuff, you know. Nah.
Jason, like, let me get that dark
Let me,
red.
yeah, you see what I'm
Black and
saying?
white.
Let me put my
This is my fucking
that's-
Jason vision.
That's
But yeah.
Hey, look, Jay, hey, it's like if we was in the show and we just woke up with power shit. That's all I got. I can color change. I can't do shit else.
We should- That would be dope to do,
All right,
though.
okay, I can do this.
Okay,
Let's see.
fine. Anybody listening is probably like, I don't see what they're seeing. Go to our YouTube.
Yes, you got to get the YouTube to get the full effect of what's going over here. Then let's get into it. What's good, people? This is the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And we are joined with two of our buddies today to discuss this guy here. We are here to discuss I'm gonna just say it, one of my favorite shows of the year. Well, really just one of my favorite, comic book iterations, brought to the screen. We're talking about Invincible, of course, season 3, but we're gonna get into all the seasons as much as we can. But of course, we had to bring Mike and Mike, I guess. I think his name, Mike
From Monsters Inc.
Alan, what you mean?
That's the black one. So that's Malik.
You ain't really.
That's Malik. That's
you ain't
Malik.
really
That's
watch. Oh, y'all
That's
didn't
Malik.
really watch Invincible. I'm Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, Alan the alien,
the
yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it.
I
I'm with
went
it.
to Monsters Inc.
But Mike, how are you doing, good sir?
Doing good. Again, I think the show, I waited for, saw it before everybody was watching it weekly, and I was waiting to see people's reactions to episodes and stuff. And I'm glad that their reaction was similar to mine. 'Cause I think this season honestly saved this show.
Show.
Yeah,
That
we'll
means
get into it.
That means season 2 is low for you as well, it sounds like.
No, it's not low for me. I think it's low for everybody. Well, like people are just like, you know what? That season break, it wasn't even the content. Like I had no issue with the story. It was just that season break really hurt the show momentum, where like people like literally forgot or didn't really care. But then it's like this season came on full cylinders. We had a long wait between season 1 and season 2, but that's not gonna happen for season 4 because they're gonna try to put it out next year, so make it annual and everything. So we good. So, but this took us back to what 2021 during the pandemic when season 1 came out. Yeah, that's the time. You want to
I mean,
recreate. And they,
it- As
They set
weak
the bar up here.
as
So
weak
yeah.
as the animation is, you would think they can drop this shit every other week.
Right,
Oh,
right.
but
I'm
since we're
just,
still in our
Come
introductions,
on.
I know, my bad. I'm just saying.
Nah, Mike went on a whole tangent.
I was
You
finna,
know
Oh,
me,
I
I'm
was
about to
finna,
jump
I
oh,
was
my
in.
finna,
bad,
I was
my
finna,
bad.
hold
I
on,
apologize.
before we
I
do that,
apologize.
He was just
playing.
passionate. That's all.
before we
He
do that, Mike,
was.
please plug whatever you got going on, brother. This week or whatever you want to let the people know about.
Oh, hey, everybody. I'm Jedi Michael Sowell from Sowell Media. And I am a journalist, film critic. I do movie reviews, my channel, Jedi Mike 7. And I do a lot of interviews with actors and directors and stuff. I did interview with Jonathan Majors this last week, and I posted that today of time this recording. And I interviewed yesterday. I interviewed Shanola Hampton for the show Found. Was
Mm.
it, on I believe it's on
Ooh,
NBC. Um,
I watched it on
and
here.
yeah, and yeah, she's so fine. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was
Who's
a good
Snow Hampton?
from Shameless, the black woman from Shameless.
She was the other one, the other
Okay,
wife.
all right, y'all. Anyway, you guys watch TV, you know who Chanel Hampton is. So anyway,
Oh,
um,
Shanola. Okay.
Shanola Hampton, yes. But yeah, you can follow me there. I got stuff. CinemaCon is coming out later in 2 weeks, and I'll be there in Vegas. So Coleman Domingo and all those actors gonna be there. So I'm trying to get all that connections and everything. But thank you for having me. Every time I'm here with y'all is always fun and everything. So this was overdue.
Got you. Have you seen Magazine Dreams?
I
Okay,
guess.
okay. We'll be
Yes,
reviewing that soon. Um,
yes. Let me know.
uh,
I'll be.
I think that's like next week though, so I don't know.
It's whatever. It's just let me know,
Oh
man.
well, if you got the time, brother. And
So Furb, how you doing, brother? How you doing,
Fabito,
man?
brother, how are you, sir? This is your second time coming back. You was with us, and we got to talk about The Boys. I know that's another one of your favorite shows. So how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I wouldn't call The Boys one of my favorite shows, but it's a series that I watch, and I
This nigga here,
did
man.
enjoy. I did enjoy it, and it's gotten better, but we'll see where
How
it
they
goes.
ended.
I'm glad to be speaking about Invincible. Anytime I hear people praise Invincible, it fills me with this like catharsis because I remember back when it was just a comic, and I would preach to anybody that I
And
could read
nobody would know.
Invincible. Read
Yeah.
Invincible. It's such a good series. It's one of the greatest comic series of all time, and to see it brought to life and to get so much love, it is an indescribable feeling, and I wish so many other people could enjoy this as well.
Got you.
But
Got you,
thank
man.
you for bringing me back on.
Mhm.
This nigga here, man, like he in court,
He
like
was really
your honor.
passionate
Yeah.
about that. I was waiting
I,
for something
I agree
sarcastic,
with
but
every word you
Furb,
said, man.
he was in
Seriously.
that. Damn, I'm gonna clip that up. That's powerful.
They don't understand, man. Now we had the thick books and everything, or the pendiums. Nobody know. They're like, wait, is it Marvel? Is it DC? I don't care. No, you understand? Better than this
Mm.
mess, bro.
Yeah, I
But
pirate
yes.
though. I ain't get the books, but yeah, I know what you mean.
This nigga
Mhm.
here, man. Yeah, look. But man, yeah. So let's get into it. Season 3. Of course, previous season of Invincible. Mark is a daddy now. He is taking in his brother. What? He is.
You over? Okay. Listen.
I
He
told you
said,
we
wait.
jumping. We jumping. We jumping. Look at him. He's like, wait. He was
Anyway,
like, wait, you went too far. Like, no, I'm no.
yeah, you went a little bit too far. You went a little too far. Like,
Mark. Okay, so Mark is me and Jazz. We having a conversation. It did stem from a Twitter conversation, and I think you two guys would be well enough to be able to answer this one for me. We were talking about superheroes with traumatic stories. And we say who do we think had a traumatic background or story in between Peter Parker and Mark Grayson. And I wanted to ask, you guys. I'm gonna start with you, sir.
Mark,
You got Mark in there?
yeah, by far. Like he got all Peter did was lose his uncle. Like that's fucked up, and it like shaped his life. But that's nothing compared to your pops whooping your ass across the globe and directly using you to kill a whole bunch of people, that leaves a scar that is not ever going away. And I get, like, again, in comparison, Pete lost his uncle. All right, that's cool. Like,
That's the only comic. That's the only comic book, huh? The
yeah.
Ben died. It ended there for him.
What else happened? Like, he lost some hoes. He lost some hoes. Like, I helped murder people. I was indirectly murdering people, and you lost some hoes. Like, we're not comparing the two at all. Like, I'm sorry.
I get it. You know, I'm not here. I'm not here to convince nobody of anything differently. Mike, what about you, brother? Where you going with this?
No, it's Mark. I think anybody in the conversation on Twitter is being hypocritical or in denial of the subject matter. And you have to understand, yes, Robert Kirkman, obviously you see this world is based off of some different characters from Marvel and DC and stuff, but what he made this analogy to Mark being the black and blue suit is compared to when Peter went into the symbiote suit and his black costume after Secret Wars, and kind of when he went to more of a darker, form of storytelling and everything. But it's a wild question. You have to understand this person's also half human, half alien to a species that is known in a galaxy as, destroying, civilizations, for their empire. Also, you have someone that's trying to live up to the expectations of their father before they even knew. And by the way, my father's a psychopath and also thinks my mother's a pet. And then on top of that, after he does, I try to stand up, up against him. He creates all this devastation, and then he leaves, and then I have to pick up the slack, and along with my mother, and then after I get pulled up, in space because I want to try to be a hero, try to be better than you. I run into you again and realize you got another woman pregnant, and then you brought the whole cavalry coming for you because you didn't live up to your mission, and I still have to pick up, your slack, and you get injured, and I'm here with the baby in my arms with my little brother. Take her back to Earth and say, "Hey, mom, here you go." And now you take care. And by the way, I'm trying to finish college. I think I'm failing, and also I'm not a good boyfriend either. So let's keep going, shall I?
Oh my God. Mike, leave something on the plate for me.
Yes.
And the fact that he doesn't want to kill people, but he keeps being put in situations where he has to defend his family. He done seen two
every hero,
girlfriends, whatever,
that's
almost
every
get
hero.
killed. And for the simple fact that he has enemies that know his identity. He has a lot of enemies that know his identity.
Peter.
Stop, Jason.
Batman,
Stop.
Peter. They all these niggas.
We can have this conversation.
Jason, question to you. Who do you think between Mark and Peter?
I'm riding with Peter. What you mean? I am still riding with Peter. I get it. Yes, Uncle Ben is a loss, but he also, his parents, whether his parents,
he really know them for real.
I don't give a fuck about that. Them your parents. If you admit that's still a missing void you don't have.
No, they were SHIELD agents and they died. So like, what? It doesn't matter.
You still don't have, but you still don't. Okay, him being a hit, that's a part of his job, nigga. Your dad. Wait, daddy's died. Nigga, that's a black. He's just a black man. If that's a fact, he's just a black man.
Jason, how many bodies Bruce got?
How many bodies Bruce got? Depends on what comic book you read.
How many? Regardless, none of them come close to how many bodies Mark had by being forced to kill all of those people in multiple episodes.
I agree.
And then he let this black man beat his mama ass and his alien brother and him. And he didn't turn MAGA in that moment. I'm sorry. That's not where we going. But
I mean, him going MAGA would be kind of crazy, but
even after this season, think about it. Now also the world goes through another devastation. But guess what? And what makes it worse is that these other people that destroyed this rest of this planet, the other Viltrumites, have my face. And I can't explain, and guess what? They're gone, but I'm still here. The Powerplex, like we'll get into it, but the Powerplex episode, it was so tragic and sad, but it was so realistic compared to. I understand that with
Oh
Marvel,
man,
like
the Powerplex, man. You know what, man? So
it's not how
second,
unforgiveness
that's a
takes a
second.
that takes a dark turn,
That,
but
that's
like
that's my second question. This motherfucker, why are all of his villains so fucking annoying? And they annoying. They stupid. They have no. I don't. The motivations that they really going for, I don't understand. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. So you like Powerplex, like his whole like the nigga tied up his wife and kid to prove a point.
But Jason, his wife knew what she was doing. She
yes,
gave him the idea. But I do have a question for y'all.
It went too far.
of course
It
it did.
did. Role playing go too far sometimes. That's why you got a safe word.
That's,
She couldn't say hers because she died.
Right.
But who do you think was a better father? Powerplex or OmniMan?
OmniMan.
OmniMan for sure. He at least tried, even with
Michael,
the
who you
bug.
got?
Um, okay, this thing. So, as a parent, he did all this because he lost his niece and his sister. But at the same time, when he was losing out of control, when he was like testing out his powers, and all of a sudden the baby started crying, he cared, right? And showing some sympathy for the child. I'm so sorry, but again, he's so blinded by his devotion, and also he has his wife who's also one accord. Regardless how the mindset of it might be twisted and might not be clear, they both were on one accord that hey, we hate this guy and we're gonna do what we can to make sure the world knows that this guy is needs to be held accountable by any means necessary. Even though they didn't know this, but it lead to their demise. But they were all one accord. The problem with Omni Man is that he lied. He lied for almost like 20 something years, not only to his wife, not only that he referred to his wife as a pet, but then only to that, to only do all the devastation, everything he did, just waiting until Mark got his powers and to tell him, hey, either you get on board or all right, I'm killing you and killing everybody else.
But to be fair, at least Mark was able to get to that age. Powerplex, baby, couldn't even get to that age.
Right. You talk about who is a better father. But I'm saying the fact that he
He not
did
that good
not
of
know, oh my
he's not
God,
that
I killed my children.
he's not that
I
good
would
of a
not think
father,
that.
bro.
Omni Man was deliberately beating him and trying to kill him. And then he
Well, no, he
stopped.
Hold on. If he wanted to kill him, he could have. Like Omni Man is clear as the better father. He had the chance to kill Mark, and he like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. I
he
love you.
man,
You my son.
he just gave him that Joe Jackson. He was trying to bring the inner Mike
Yeah,
Jack
and we
out.
looking at it from human
It's okay.
perspective.
He
Like
did.
for
He
So if he was
did.
black,
Viltrumites,
we wouldn't be like, well, hey, that's just how it is, man.
for Viltrumites, they can heal from that. For a human, if you go upside their head, it'll leave a mark. It could do like damage.
Oh, he
They can
knocked that
get
nigga teeth
concussed.
out. Wait a minute now.
Yeah, but they grow back.
Okay, listen,
For Viltrumites, they can get their
I am not
ass whooped
excusing him
and it
murdering
grows
his
back.
wife and his children. I'm not excusing that, but in the short term, if he knew he was going to put them in harm's way and do that, he wouldn't have done it.
So
But at the
He
same time,
did know because he
it's a
said like this is dangerous to his
no,
bitch, and she
he
was
was
like, no.
focused on Invincible and had no
selfishness.
clue. Oh my God.
Selfishness. You got to be selfless when you got kids. You can't be selfish like that. He lost sight of the
Did
vision. He
lost
was
sight.
so
I understand
angry.
that's how twisted it is. But I'm
Twisted
saying,
is fucked up. I don't know about twisted. Stop being nice. That nigga fucked up. He should
see
have died.
now, Jazz, she trying to set me up and everything, and I'm just trying to answer a question and just
No,
saying,
I'm
okay, well, listen, I understand how it ended. I understand, I get it. Powerplex, yeah, he deserves what he got. Blind, devotion that end up killing, learn to move on and let go. Arnie Man had been alive for almost like what centuries, 500, 500 years or whatever, right?
About a
And
thousand.
he has lied. He has lied, lived a lie to his wife, referred to his wife as a pet, and he's willing to kill all the earth and everything, but then he stopped, right? Yes, Mark convinced him to that point, but could he
Debbie
have done it
too.
anytime he wanted? Even like again, they're both horrible fathers. I want them,
I
I'm like
think one is
anyway.
way better than the other though. And like, we gotta
I
stop
prefer
bringing
one
up.
over
He
the
called
other
his
because
mom
now
a
you
pet.
like
That
she's
could have been
good.
like some kinky shit that they was on. Like, yeah, like she my little pet. What you mean?
Furb. That's a good.
So,
You're
hey,
right.
See,
okay,
see, okay, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna let.
so within that, so clearly in this story, the Invincible that we're following that I know of so far, just saying it for y'all, seems to be he seems to be the only good Invincible based on what Angstrom has told us. He's the only one that has had a baby face turn, kind of like Mike. Um, so so I would like to think that Debbie has played a huge part or a monumental part in Mark's upbringing, but also in who Nolan became. Because at the end of season 2, his nigga was in the back of the ship like shit. I think I miss my wife. Like, bro,
Listen.
you done killed the whole world of people, and unfortunately sometimes the love you can have for somebody that's a very toxic one within that situation. But it was a whole thing of you with this person for 20 years, 30 years, and then bam, one night they just start killing your son. Like you just don't know, you just don't think it'll go that crazy where he kill your son, he beating your son ass from one side of the world to the other side of the world just to prove a point of like, bro, these people are so insignificant in this situation, and his son still stood tall just based on how his father raised him, or how his father and his mother taught him in that. Which it brings me to my point, bro. Like, what if you're like your current girl, like her ex was like was like Batman, like your favorite hero. Like, how would you feel if she told you that? Like, you was just a regular nigga, and she was like, T'Challa was my, like, the nigga that be in the suit with the tiger claws. How would you respond to that? Like, for would you,
How long have I been with her?
Yeah,
y'all 2 months in.
She my ex now. Not dealing with that. Cause why you not with him? Why you not with him? And I know how bulls be. Like, we only 2 months removed. He got access to all these type of technologies. Nah, you got it. I'm cool.
Furb, you giving up like that? Like, we supposed to be
If
in love for real, and you
we not in
breaking up
love
with me
after
because of
2
my
months.
ex?
We not in love after 2 months.
Furb.
I'm like what? I'm like what's her name? Tina Turner. What love got to do with it? Like, you tell me.
Wait. All
Maybe
right.
if I'm a year into this, then all right, I'm
I can have
gonna
a
stay. I'm gonna just be
conversation.
like, oh, what happened? But 2 months, I'm out.
So a year.
Yeah,
Okay, so after being a year, y'all in love yet?
yeah. But 2 months?
Okay, a year. And she
Yeah,
tells you that her ex is that nigga that's fighting crime, that vigilante.
yeah. I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm up. He's not up. But fuck it. Like, cause 2 months, that's no.
2 months.
It's yeah, cause why are you telling me this now? Why she even bring it up in the first place? I'm not asking about your ex. But I mean, if she bringing it up, it's because like my life is in danger in some way. Like, yo, man, listen, I used to run with way back in the way, and like you need to know, like he watching you. What you mean watching me? Like he got cameras all in your house. Listen, we used to go together, so you know. But this what you got to do
I
to
got
be with me.
kidnapped. I got kidnapped once or twice. Nothing big. I'm just letting you
Yeah,
know, just in case.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Remember when
Don't
that
fret too
bomb
much.
was about to go off and blow up the planet? I was actually right there. You want to see the pictures? I took a selfie next to that shit.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I want to be respectful to unions, Mike. So I don't know if I should even ask you this question on
No.
the podcast. So Jazz, you you dating a guy, and of course his ex is, Storm or Scarlet Witch.
Harley Quinn.
One.
Bruh.
His ex is Harley
nah.
Quinn.
Nah, Harley. Like, nah. Nah, that bitch is crazy. So I'm be like, nah, I'm not even doing that.
What happened
She
to love?
Jason didn't say how long we was together.
2 months.
Yeah, y'all 3 months deep. He done rubbed your feet too.
Well, he was gonna do that anyway. The fuck? Does he look like Trevante?
You're dating him, so I don't know what he looked like. You chose to date this man, so what does it
But
matter?
is that the dude from who was having sex with Kelly Rowland in Paint?
Yeah.
He was in other movies, Michael.
but
That's
he was the
beard?
nigga that was having sex with Kelly Rowland.
Anyway, it depends on like
that's the
how.
only thing she sent in the text message. They said like this
Oh,
thing
the
right here
boy
is
with
so
the beard.
crazy. I was like, what is wrong with her?
What's your favorite color, Jazz?
My I was about to answer and then I caught it. Hell. But Jason, to answer your question, shit, if I'm really feeling them, I might see. I might like if it's like that, I might be like, look, if she hardly want to do some shit, like
If it
we'll go
so
take it out.
doesn't matter who she is. So like if it's Storm, like if it was Storm,
Purple.
would you continue?
Bruh.
Like, cause imagine you driving the same day and everything just changed. You'd be like, hold up.
Wait, is it because I think she's gonna come after me? That's your ex. I would think you broke up with him.
You seen Scott Pilgrim before?
Well, no, not Scott Pilgrim. What's that movie with Uma Thurman, my ex super ex girlfriend?
Yeah,
You heard that
she
shit?
was crazy.
But yeah, yeah, that was she'll throw a shark in the bedroom the morning after and shit, and just throw her across the street in the bedroom after you guys broke up and everything and all that
That's
stuff.
not
Yeah,
fair though, because Storm wouldn't behave that. Like,
That's
if it's
yeah,
a
I don't think so.
superpower
I don't.
dude, that's why I
Storm,
said
yeah,
that.
Storm
the-
has
like
value.
Marvel.
The
Storm
I
has
class.
value.
I mean, the Storm on X-Men on the cartoon. I don't know, man. She be going outside for some. She go
She ain't
outside for some
going.
dudes, man.
She wouldn't
She
carry
gave up the
herself
whole
that way.
X-Men for for an alien nigga, and he was like, "I need you to conquer this planet." She was like, "Hold on, why would I do that?" I was like, "Damn, don't someone." Why?
Fight back.
She did it. Like she did that shit. I forget what stopped her though.
Mm. But if it's Harley, I would probably take a chance if I'm in love with him for real. You didn't say how long we was together.
I said 3 months.
Oh, that's not love.
How you know?
It's not.
Man,
It's a lie.
nah, it is a lie. It depends on like I'm a simp, so I would. I would.
Yeah, I know. But Jazz, but okay, so sticking with Debbie, right? So what do you think of Debbie's character arc so far within the story?
You're asking me?
Yes.
I mean,
That's mama, right? Debbie? That's the name?
yeah.
Yes.
I was reading Mike's lips. I was like, wait, I said it wrong?
No, I'm still focused on the simp, female simp.
We're moving
I've
off of
never heard
that.
before.
Focus.
Oh, you never heard that?
Never heard that before from a
yeah,
woman.
okay.
Oh yeah, it should be, man. Look,
It's
Debbie.
okay. But Debbie, I mean, we haven't got too much of her. They're trying to give her own storyline with her having her own boo, but then also trying to take care of another woman's child and your ex-husband's kid who's growing consistently. But I love how she's pretty much standing up to Cecil.
Yes.
And handling that. She's just like, look, I was able to take care of Mark because OmniMan was always gone. So she was a stepmom that stepped up. So shout out to her.
Ooh.
And she wasn't cock blocking at all for Eve.
Oh, she's stepmom.
She is.
She's the mom. What you mean?
Yeah, she's just a mama. She ain't got ain't no person. The bug lady gone. The bug lady.
I mean, but I'm just like,
you meant for Oliver. I'm like, wait, where?
Yeah. Yes, Oliver. I mean, his little purple stuff ain't come out of her. So that, but
Yeah, he was in this season.
Yeah.
He got stretched like crazy in this season.
I was hoping, we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. What about you, Mike? What do you enjoy Debbie's character and her character progression? Let me say that.
Yes. I mean, along with other characters we'll get into, is that I respected this show focus on a lot on maturity, in terms of, the relationships, whether that might be romantic, even as a parent. Like, when your son has his girl, in the bedroom, but you're not trying to disturb him, like, hey, here's some pancakes. I made extra ones, also being a protective child to a protective mother to Oliver, and not having any resentment at all, even though that he's fast growing. But at the same time, it's like he's still, a child, has no clue and stuff like that. But also learning some mistakes she made with Mark, in terms of that and making sure it doesn't happen with him. Also, emotionally moving on, dating, and stuff like that. But still, I like that in season 2 that she tried to move on, go to grief counseling, and try to talk to somebody beyond it, and then still didn't. And it was just showing the difficulties of that. But at the end of the day, not that you quit, it's just that it was going to be hard. Again, 20 years. What she was saying, right? And the fact that they have a relation with someone who understands, but still is adjusting to them as well. Like, hey,
Am I
did your
adequate
sons
enough?
do your sons think I'm lame? I try to connect with them, but I don't know. Your sons are superheroes. I'm just this guy, whatever. And it's like, no, no, thank you for being here, right? And that's showing healthy relationships, where, but also just being the emotional anchor for Mark. And I mean, no powers, but yet she still just has significance to his character in a healthy way. Again, like, you want to talk about the Peter Parker Spider-Man, parallels. Like, yeah, this is like Aunt May, but just this is his mother, and I feel
50 years
um
younger
say again.
and 50 years younger.
Yeah, or so, or depending on which one. MCU version, she's the same age,
Yeah.
Um, but no, I'm happy that no, Debbie is moving on and progressing. But I just also know what's coming next is that they have prepared the audience emotionally to process trauma along with the characters. But to me, it doesn't feel rushed that she's dating this person, and it doesn't feel like, oh wait, you just he just devastated Earth, whatever, and all stuff like that. You have no problem with it, like acting like season 1 never happened. No, those stakes are still have weight even after what 3 seasons now. Like, so it's like, yeah, and they keep that, and I like the pacing of the show emotionally. It's consistent in terms of having us content with her character progression. But yeah.
What you gonna say,
Which
Jazz?
if y'all met a woman, like if y'all met somebody that's like Debbie, and like her ex-husband was Omni-Man and he had all them bodies, would you still date her or pursue her?
When you say bodies, like you mean
Bodies, like
like
what?
dead,
Oh,
like bodies hit the floor
Like
type bodies, or like bodies got the
Omni-Man
hole
was
type
her
bodies?
husband and he killed all those people.
I'll have
So like,
questions if I had a relationship with her. Like, I'll have questions like, "Did you know?" Right? And then here thing, the reality is people have been in relationships or marriages, and someone's been lying to them for years. And that's like divorcees, whatever. Like, oh, my spouse had a secret life, and I had no clue about it. And then people like, how did you not know? Like, those conversations come up, but then you realize you have some grace for them to realize, like, hey, like, how could you know this person will had a plan to destroy the freaking earth, whatever, once your son got his powers? You didn't know. Man, and
so,
even then, he was a person that was even stiff anyway. Like, he was emotionally like a human, and then she was helping him emotionally progress, like, Mark playing baseball and all stuff like that. But that comes
so
out
you
with a
was
conversation, like,
would you
where he
still date her?
probably, yes. But I
Okay.
need to know if this person's sane. Like, saying, like, did you not know, or were you complacent, or were you accomplice to this? Like, did you
Right.
know? Right?
Furb. Would you still date her?
Probably not. I that's why I have to hand it to Paul because that was something that she dropped on him early. And to be honest, a lot of people would just be like, you know what, I'm going to get out of here. But he stuck around and stayed. Now, that's the serious answer. If it was someone that looked like Debbie and she was coming on to me like that, I'm going to at least try it out just to say, just to have it in my ego, like, yeah, you was Omni Man, bitch, but I still got it. And then off of that, it's like, you know, we go wherever we go. But like, I wouldn't stay with her because you have that demon looming over your head. She like, yeah, he's gone, he left, but at any moment he could come back and he could kill you in your sleep. He could walk up to you, boom, you're gone. Like he touched the bull face, his shit exploded. So no, I'm not staying with her, and that's why I gotta commend Paul because she told him up front before they did anything, before they really got connected, and he was like, all right, I still want to go ahead and actually pursue not just something physical, but a real relationship. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't allow myself to do that. I would just be like, let me see what it's hitting for. And that's it.
What you got?
Jason.
What you got, Mike?
You said
He
demon?
thought about that shit.
I had to listen with my good ear.
Right. Furb laid out everything, and it's just like, nah, he making sense.
Yeah. But I was like, okay.
Knowing that he was OmniMan, I mean, you know, I'm a daredevil, man.
Jason gonna do it. And he gonna dumpster.
Hey,
He gonna do it. He
hey.
gonna dumpster. Like she gonna send OmniMan to your house.
Bruh, that'd be crazy. He just blow the whole shit up like when like he did what's this, like nice the season nigga that be with Cecil that nigga blew. Now he ain't blow him up. He tried to blow him up, but nigga killed himself. But yeah, I might. So, Ferb, I want to go a different way with what I was going to ask you. So, of course, we got there's not a lot of women in this show they giving a character arc to. I'm glad they got rid of Amber, but they brought her back for just a brief moment. So I'm gonna skip over here just like they did, and I'm gonna go to Samantha or Adam Eve. So of course they gave her a standalone episode. A lot of people have been kind of pissed off at how they have been portraying her character, which of course we see what she does in the ending episode. But what do you feel about her character progression this season? How do you feel about her this season? And I'm gonna let you get to it. I got to get into her mom. Her parents got to be top. They worse than OmniMan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, she got some fucked up parents. It's cool that I curse, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Let rip.
I don't. So you said that people don't like her character arc. Like, what do you mean they don't like her character this season?
They feel as if they have been stripping her of her powers. Like they went to they went to the so they what they're doing is they looked at the standalone special that she had, and then they say, why isn't she doing that to all the people that she's fighting? So they I don't like how they're portraying her. They making her look weak, and she can fight. She got hands. She got these powers, and she's not using them. So that's what I want to go into. But also her character progression as a person, up until this point.
All right, so I want to tackle that first thing, like her with her powers. Last season, she messed up real bad. She was feeling herself. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and change the world. I'm going to use these powers for good. And it's like, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You can do anything. But then she fucked up. A little girl got hurt. And so that messed her up. That traumatized her a little bit. So she all right, I'm going to go to school so I can really know how to use my powers and not just be doing other shit. Cause I'm smart. I know how to build stuff, but I don't know how to do things in a way that other people can go through it. Like I can build a treehouse for myself. If anything start falling apart, I just fix it because I'm right there. But say I build a park over a pothole or something, I'm not looking at the underneath of it. I'm not making sure that it's structurally sound for people to actually utilize. So I guess that's why she's not using her powers. But again, she ain't really go up against anybody that's on her level. She's strong, but against other people, you can't compare her to Mark because at any moment, all he got to do is fly directly at her and she's dead. Yeah, she did good on the last episode, and when we get to Bull and really dive into his character, I'm gonna point this out, but he likes to play around with his food. And it wasn't at any point that she was seriously threatening this man's life. He was like, oh, this is fun for me. I see she's doing all these big attacks. He ain't getting no damage whatsoever. And he you getting tired. And as soon as he started not even taking it seriously, because he's holding back, if he's hitting as hard as he wants to hit, he's tearing through not just Eve, but also Invincible and his younger brother. But took her mid off, put a hole right in her chest. That's the type of people that she's up against. When she was fighting against some other Invincibles, Bull grabbed her leg and gently pulled her shit split. So it's not, I don't like people saying that, oh, she's not utilizing her powers to the fullest. Look at who she's fighting. When she went up against the boy that can make multiples of himself, she did really well. Multiple. She did really well encasing him, but he still got away. But that he got a cheating ass power. So you can't really put that on her.
Yeah.
I think her character was fine this season. I didn't hate it. And it's different for me because I read the comics. So really I'm just looking to see them animate stuff and see how it looks animated. So her character to me is fine. It wasn't annoying. It was a nice little, all right, she was here, she's still going to college, she started that business, and we going from there.
Are they giving her justice with her character?
Yeah, I would say so. They gave her in the comics, right? It wasn't no fight with Conquest. In the comics, she showed up. He like, you made a mistake, bitch, and put his hand through her chest. They gave her that little fight. And in the comics, she wasn't fighting against some other Invincibles. It just cuts to her being fucked up and Invincible taking her to the hospital. If anything, they did her more justice in the show than they did in the comics. Like it's just like it's people not knowing. It's like people watching and being like, damn, how come Batman not knocking Superman on his ass? Why isn't the regular human hurting a fucking superpowered demigod? I don't know. That's really what it is. And it's just, people trying to just start shit for no reason. I don't know.
I feel it. What about you, Mike? What do you echo Furb sentiments with Adam Eve's progression so far?
No, everything Steve was saying was accurate. Like, this is my thing. I was there at San Diego Comic-Con when they premiered the Adam Eve special and stuff, right? We didn't expect that they were going to drop it until they revealed it to the public. Oh yeah, we have Adam Eve special. It's going to be on Prime Video and everything. But actually, they connected everything that was on that special in this season.
Yeah.
And basically, wrapped it up and why her character arc and everything. The saying that her powers come like to a point where it's like a defense mechanism. Like if she dies, then it kind of get revamped. Like she's like basically immortal technically, but she doesn't know that, right? But also again, as a child, infancy, powers is like, I saw this. I think it was the trailer for it was the Bad X movie no one watched, New Mutants. And basically the doctor was saying, do you know that baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than the adult ones? Because the baby rattlesnakes, they don't know how to secrete their venom, right? And so they're just reckless with it. Same thing with Adam Eve when she was a kid. Oh, she's doing all this OP stuff, whatever. I'm like, yes, because you're a child, you don't know, the full potential metaphorically and sometimes literally have all this energy and everything like that. And then when you're adult, then you learn how to utilize that the best way. And with Invincible, what I love about the comic is that they age with the characters and stuff. So like everyone can, I still remember season one, like how this dude is called Invincible. He kept getting his ass kicked. He ain't fighting, these dudes. He can't stand. And then yet like he's beating Conquest. I mean, even though he has some help, whatever, he was able to go against Angstrom after he got his ass whooped season two. He's stronger than than he was ever been before, which they made that point in episode one of this season. So that's the whole point. He gets older, he becomes invincible. Like, but again, I just think that people just nitpicking. In terms of her power set, but emotionally with her, I'm actually again, I love this season so much because again, you have a healthy female partner, and that she is literally the person, ride or die. A person that she and Mark were perfect for each other, but she didn't overstep even when Mark was in a relationship with Amber and everything like that went through his course, and then and the Amber's like, hey girl, I know you guys are meant for each other. It's okay. And again, how is it that we can just not have this CW bullshit where we have this love triangle of it all? We should have folks to be fucking adults. Like, hey, hey, I dated him. Yeah, you dated him. Oh yeah, you had sex with him too. Me too. What happened? Like the girls is talking, and then the guys we're over like lose our fuck. Like, oh my god, are they talking? Like, should I feel weird? Whatever. And then you go to the bowling alley, and he's like, "Hey, man. Oh wait, you got a shirt from the cartoon I used to watch when I was a kid? Yeah, bro, that shit's awesome. Like, come on. Like, it's just like it puts a smile on my face because I'm so sick of that. Like, like writing style of just relationships. It's like it's so CW and so soap opera. Like it's unnecessary. It caused unnecessary tension when we can focus on the. And listen, I know it has an audience. Yes, I
I'm
understand it has
like,
an
give
audience,
them a story. It's okay. They don't
but
have to fight all the time.
they have those arguments in this show. I'm not saying it's not there, but I'm saying the issue is I've seen it in a lot of movies and television for the amount of shows and movies I watch. They do this over and over and over again, acting like they're doing something interesting, like we're making this story more dramatic and adding tension and stuff. No, you just wasting motherfucking time. Like people, your
Girl,
audience gonna get sick of this shit. Like, come on.
listen, I
The
was over
Flash,
here.
listen, the Flash did it. Arrow did it.
Look,
All of like, how many times Tumblr exists for a
I
reason? Damn it!
I was sitting here like, so when is Amber and Eve going to cross paths? And is Mike, or excuse me, Mark going to be there? I was invested in their storyline. I thought it was cute.
No, I was fine too. No, no, no. You don't understand. I'm just glad they didn't go the route of like, I'm not
They
talking
beefing
no
about
more.
it.
Like they're beefing. That's what I'm talking about.
I got you.
He don't
That's
want
You
the
it's the
don't need no
beef I have the
conflict
issue.
there.
The conflict, right? No, I'm saying I
Yeah.
loved
I
watching Amber
I
and her
don't
talk.
know. I
Like
don't know.
I
I
thought
mean,
that
Me
was
too.
no,
I
no.
would
So
have.
yeah, so no. I'm
I
making
would have
it
been.
very clear. I
Nah,
love the fact that they had that in the show to show that even like again all the things like are they gonna go this way, make this awkward, and make this bigger than it actually is? No, they didn't. They had a conversation. They're all hanging out in the bowling alley. I love that shit. That I
I
like
mean,
that.
look, I looked at Amber Nubu. Look,
That's how
less
you
stressful,
understood.
and he was attractive. You said what?
Now
That's you
now
It
understood
was
who
a
your
it was a
person is.
visual come up.
well now they skipped a story beat in this in this season, and I don't think they're gonna tackle on this in season 4. So that boyfriend, I know you say all that stuff. Actually, what happened before the Invincible War? That boyfriend was beating her ass. That shit. Yes, yes. Gave her. So what happened was Amber had a black eye, and went up to Eve and Mark. He's like, "Wait, who did this to you?" And it was her boyfriend. And Invincible comes in his outfit and is like, "Yo, bro, what? Hey, you threatened Amber again? Do that shit? I'm gonna fucking kill you." You know. And this is right
That would have
before
took it
this.
dark. That would have
Yes,
went
and this is right
really
before
dark.
the Invincible War, right? So think on that on top of the world getting swarmed with Invincible variants. This Mark Prime is like going
I'm
up to this, her boyfriend who's beating her ass, threatening him like, "Hey, you better not
I'm
put your
not
hands
lying.
on her."
Okay, I'm glad I didn't see that. Yeah, leave that shit out.
And it doesn't help the fact that Amber's a black woman in this show either. So it's like,
Right. Especially being the fact that she was standing up to the dude that was bullying Mark in season 1. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to see that. Nah.
yeah.
Don't do my sister Amber like that, even though Jason just ran over her storyline.
I mean, hey man, you got to get past that.
So yeah, I'm telling y'all this.
Get rid of them stories as quick as possible,
They
man.
was
Following
like,
the source material
that's
doesn't mean
a
it's-
wrap.
it's
Bye,
shit.
Amber.
Hey, yep, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
So
Yeah.
another theme I do feel that has been played out since in the very beginning is no killing. We always have this morality of the heroes of, we shouldn't kill and why we shouldn't, but we get an interesting conversation between Oliver and Mark after the Mauler, the brawl with the Maulers, which wasn't much of a brawl. Jazz, I do think that was I think that was one of my favorite episodes. I do think that was a lot of important dialogue within that just in the entire episode. And you kind of seen the trajectory of it happening. I just didn't know how fast we would get that situation. But
4 episodes.
but Jazz, what did you think of the conversation? How everything played out?
I mean, it was pretty much his mother's fear, which is why she was cautious of him actually going out to Mark to train, because she said it to Mark. She was just like, what if he kills somebody because he doesn't know his own strength? Because Mark was years older when he finally got his powers. And I think the conversation was very important because you can see Mark hesitating when he's trying to deliver these teachings to Oliver. Like, he's a whole daddy right now. Like Mark just trying to do his thing with Eve, save lives, hoes, all of that, and not have to be a father, but he has to do that for Oliver because he has a younger brother, which is why he didn't move out. So,
He moved out because he broke like Peter Parker. Yeah.
but I don't understand how your girlfriend can make gold to where you can pawn it, like, but you can't do it here, but you can do that last season. But it is what it is. But I thought the conversation with him and Oliver in the beginning was very interesting, and then you see everything that happened to Mark throughout the season and how his views change. And I understand why they changed, because if you have somebody threatening your family and you just gonna let them keep doing it? I guess if you Bruce Wayne, because
hold on,
if you would have took the
time out,
Joker
time
out
out, time
earlier,
out.
all of those lives could have been saved. And
Jazz, there's
Oh,
no
sorry,
difference.
wrong
There's no
universe.
difference. It's no difference. He keep on getting his
Listen.
ass whooped by the same people. They go to jail, they bust out, and they whoop more ass and kill more people.
And they kill people.
I'm talking
Just
about.
take them out right then and
Mark.
there.
We talking about Mark. I'm talking about Mark.
Well, Mark, that's early Mark, but I'm talking
It's
about
still
late Mark. Late Mark.
Season 3 Mark, same nigga.
But at the end, he was just like, look,
Man,
if they threaten our
faking.
family.
He faking. He faking.
But he's telling that to Oliver. Oliver ain't gonna fake it. Oliver got bodies on him at 7. So imagine when he gets to Mark's age. That dude's gonna have a whole, I kill all these motherfuckers during my time of being a hero. Like, I don't know.
What about you, Furb? What did you think of the conversation? Well, the conversation with them, but also the whole moral thing of not killing people, and how they should preserve life.
Before I answer that, how did you feel about it, Jason?
I enjoyed the conversation. I do think sometimes death is a necessary evil. You got to get some people, some lives must be taken, unfortunately. Because some people, they can't see beyond their thing, just like Powerplex. They can't see beyond their frustrations, and that's the only thing that they know, and the stuff that they do, even like it's kind of like when they say that, people doing drugs don't affect people, but when you're doing drugs, if you're doing anything like that, it affects a lot of people that's around you. You may not realize it until it's too late, and then by that time, your baby is fried and cooked in front of you. So you got to kind of be mindful of who you can hurt, and what you may be hurting in that situation. And like I said, they don't have jail strong enough to hold these people, which unfortunately, Cecil is another character that has to go on the dirt bag list here, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But I enjoyed the conversation. It'll be interesting to see how seriously Mark takes this. Just based on, because I feel like the entire season was testing him, kind of like when he went to that alternate universe and he had to kill Immortal after he kept trying to talk to him. It's like, bro, just kill me, dog. We don't got to talk. Ain't nothing to talk about. Just smoke me right now. I'm gonna put you in a situation where you're gonna have to. And it's been like that it's been like that for 3 seasons. Like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna force your hand. And at that point, it's like, come on, dog.
Do you not think that's traumatizing to Mark?
What's that?
To be in those situations where people are forcing you to have to defend yourself to where you have to take their life.
You chose to be a hero, so that's a part of that comes with the job. It's like being a cop. If you become a cop, there's a situation of you may be in a standoff at some point. Are you willing to take a life to go home? Is it yeah, of course, yes. To answer your question, yes, it is traumatizing, but you signed up for that position. Accept it. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about what you got to do, how you got to do it, when you got to do it. Do it. You signed up for the job. Do it.
But if you put that mask on, if you put that cape on, if you put that bat logo on your chest, Jason, are you going to hit those Gotham streets thinking, I'm going to take a life tonight? What kind of Bruce are you about to be, Jason, is my question to you. Are you taking lives or?
It depends on what measures are necessary. You know,
If you
my idea is to de-escalate with my voice. Stop it, don't do it. But if I can't get you with the daddy voice, now I got to beat your ass with the daddy belt. Like I got to, it's gonna be one of the two, or I'm
you
gonna have to
going
shoot,
against the Joker,
or I'm gonna shoot your ass with daddy gun. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep is
so
the daddy
you taking lives.
the daddy levels are moving. I went from voicing to hands to belt to ass. Now I got to shoot your ass because you are not listening.
You got Bane in front of you.
I shot him too. What do you?
Oh, so you taking lives?
Yes, I said that. I said I'm going whatever is needed. Whatever is needed. You want me-
Bane don't need no bullet. He a junkie. He need Narcan. He's shooting up heroin in his veins, and you talk about I'm gonna shoot you, man. He's just tweaking.
That's a lot of these guys, though. A lot of them, bro. No. We gotta get these guys out of here, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, so the conversation, I think it was interesting to make Invincible have that, and it just dawned on me that the whole season was basically putting Invincible in situations where he had to make that decision, where he had to be like, oh, okay, I'm forced with these tough decisions, and I have to question what I consider to be moral and just. Because at the beginning of the season, he's mad at Cecil for working with some dude that was like, he was killing people, but he was killing criminals. Maybe they didn't deserve to die because they was doing like petty thefts and stuff. But Darkwing, he was killing criminals. He was doing what people said that Batman should do. And Invincible was like, why are you working with him? And then why are you working with the other dude? It's because they can do good. We rehabilitated them. They're not going to hurt anybody anymore. But Invincible is like, no, it's wrong. And you got to stand by that and whatever. And then that leads to his whole fallout. And then from that point, he's put in multiple situations where it's like, now you're going to see how Cecil had to deal with stuff. Now you got to see how he saw things. So it's like, all right, I got to deal with my brother taking lives willy-nilly. I got to deal with me. I'm taking somebody's life. Like I had to just kill Immortal. It don't matter that it was in the future. It don't matter that he was evil because I just said like killing is wrong no matter who it is. And I did this. And now I'm being bombarded with all these different me's. The only option is to kill. So it's like, all right, maybe killing isn't this like thing where I got to be like, all right, it's just something that I can't do because there are situations where it's necessary, right? And it's interesting that he gets put up against all that right after taking like the moral high ground with Cecil and trying to be like, yo, whatever. But it's in the conversation with, and this is a bit off on a tangent, but in the conversation with him and his brother after they killed the Mauler twins, in the comics, right? Like after Oliver asked him like, what's wrong with being like dad? Don't you ever think that he was right? Mark almost whispers sometimes, right? So it's to show that he's not all the way on the side of, yo, killing is wrong and we got to be good guys. It's showing that he's actually thinking about it. And I'm a little bit upset that they didn't put that in the actual show. Like it would have been nothing to just have him like whisper. Sometimes I was waiting for it. I'm listening like, did I miss it? Did I not catch? I had the captions on. I'm like, did he say it or not? And they just didn't do it. And I think they robbed us of that moment. But that's like my only nitpick of the series of this season anyway.
Got you.
But yeah, I think it was very interesting. And for what happens in the upcoming seasons, it is going to mean a lot.
So Mike, so Cecil. So this season with Cecil, of course, we get a bit more backstory with him. It's been we've been working, we've been with him for 3 seasons. We kind of see he's the one that makes those hard decisions. He's almost like Amanda Waller, for the in a DC universe. Like he's gonna he got to make the hard calls. He got to deal with the people he don't want to deal with. Everybody can be a not team player, but everybody can be somebody you work with to get a job done. How did you feel about his backstory? And was there, I guess, is there nuance? I mean, of course, there's always nuance, but within what was actually said and what was actually shown or given us with Cecil, um, is the stuff that he's doing warranted? And I mean, even him holding conquest, any of this.
As a human, yes, is warranted because okay, I go back to two characters, Nick Fury and Amanda Waller, right? Both of them have made a decision in the comics that as a reader, you're like, man, why would they do that? But especially on Amanda Waller's end. And to me, I think Cecil fits right in the middle where he's kind of like a good like a nice hybrid of those two characters, but at the same time original because he did the same thing, the exact same thing that Mark did in his flashback. Like, wait, you revive these villains who that are trying to kill these guys and stuff like that. Like, why? And then eventually, as he got older, and wiser, whatever, he ended up running the entire corporation. The person that and you have to understand the parallel of this, which is actually beautiful, is like his director put him in jail because he shot those two villains, whatever, in that flashback and stuff. And then he been in jail, and then all of a sudden the director's like, hey, I'm retiring and I want you to replace me. Like, wait, you just put me in here. And yeah, but like, yeah, because you're the guy, I've been watching you. And you're the guy with the only had the guts to stand up against me. And then guess what happened? After the Invincible War, after he tried to, calm this dude down with the reanimate and all that stuff like that, and threaten him, put him in choke, all that stuff, and then he's like, "Hey, Mark, I want you to lead the Guardians." What? And it's like, no, you have the guts to stand up against me. I need that, whatever, And he's right, right? Think about this, like the very thing you think will get people in trouble is actually the thing that end up saving them, by just saying, hey, I'm gonna say no to this. Everyone that just want to have a yes man around, you're not gonna tell me if I'm doing something wrong. And and yes, I might be a hard ass to you, I might yell at you, but you told me I was wrong, and I was. And we need someone like that who's a leader. So just as Cecil, as he evolved to the person that he is today, Mark, he evolved in this season in terms of, oh, I'm not going to kill, to the point where, oh, no, I will kill by any means necessary if someone threatens anyone in my family. And that goes into the addition of Oliver, um, because like you have that conversation about morals and principles, with a toddler, like not a toddler, but a minor, right?
Yeah.
Who's seeing the world, even though he's aging quickly, but seeing the world, in a way is like, as a child, you thinking like, hey, kids are very observant and they see some stuff that adults we overlook every day, and stuff, right? And sometimes it is so simple. Just kill him. What are you doing? Kill him. Yeah, he's gonna come back, right?
He's like,
And
solve it right now so we ain't got to worry about it later.
right. But then with Cecil, he's like, listen, this is the first time I have a Viltrumite because I'm not going to get Mark because he doesn't even know. He's a human all his life. We have a Viltrumite locked up here, and I'm going to get the information I can so I can know what's next. Is it stupid that oh, yeah, I have these bombs around here. Yeah, he won't survive that. Like, stupid. But at the same time, if you think you have a leg up to get some type of information, you would do it. I'm like, of course he would. He's like, but is it stupid for us, the audience? Like, oh man, lying ass again. But yeah,
But
that's the system.
but do y'all
Is that
think
a
Cecil was
calculated risk?
wrong?
I do.
No,
I
no,
think he
I
was.
don't think he was wrong.
No, he wasn't.
Is that risk that is that a calculated risk though? Like, if the man came to die? Why would he give you any information unless you're just gonna use his body to test shit on, like to test shit on?
No, they
That's what
already
I
got.
thought they were keeping it for. That they
No,
was
they
gonna
already
like
did that with the
run some tests
Invincibles.
on him.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
I
'cause
thought they was gonna try to run tests, get his DNA, clone him, and make their own version with them other
nah.
things,
I mean,
machinery.
look at Mike. Look at Mike. No,
Right.
No,
Mike over here, he got all the information in the back of his head.
no, but look
Nah,
at it. They just did the reanimate. They have
it's at
like
the front of his
several
head.
invincible. They have several dead invincibles, like bodies that they're
Oh, that's
revamping.
valid.
So it's like there's no point of like, why we gotta have to clone him. But it's for information. You're from the Viltrumite Empire. You're not from no different Earth or reality. Like no, you're from here, and you came here after another bitch came here last year and say, hey, it's
Why
like,
she
no, no,
gotta be a
no.
bitch?
Because
We know, we
hey,
know
if
her
you know
name.
what this woman does in the comics, yes, she's a bitch. Yes.
Mike, why are you yelling?
He's
Please.
he's
Because she,
excited.
listen,
He's excited about her coming back.
he knows. He knows with that character, Anissa, that character, Anissa, yes. I'm calling that bitch for a reason.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mike is acting like Powerplex right now. Like he is crashing. But now I see what you're saying. And honestly, when you say it like that, I'm thinking about all those dead Invincibles. That is DNA that they can use. So with that information, I didn't think about that before. So with that, then definitely I don't think I would have kept Conquest alive. Because he can beat Mark. Only reason why he was defeated is because of Eve. Excuse me. Dark Phoenix Eve.
Yeah.
Because
Phoenix Force.
I look at it. I look at it like it's almost like Mark just need that motivating force to help him get to where he needs to be. So seeing this girl get killed in front of him was like, I'm here now. Like, nigga, wait, why you got your girl shouldn't have to die for you to not feel like it's time to fight back, nigga.
she got a hole in her face.
Like she
She
got
look like she just left a jigsaw trap.
he cracked her whole shit, and then he punched through her. Like he gave her a 2-piece and a biscuit, bro. She died on the floor in front of this nigga, man. He was like,
No sweet tea. No sweet tea.
And then Mark talking about some timeout. Bitch, if you don't get in the game, what you doing, Tom Brady? What you
You wouldn't ask for a timeout. He got the dog shit socked out of him. That's why he was like, wait,
hey,
hold
up. And Conquest is so tough, man. That man laid on top of his body and whispered in his ear. Man, I said, man, if you don't get this freaking nigga off of me, man, kill him for that.
Listen,
Kill him for that.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. That was hard as hell. You whisper all of those confessions in my ear after beating my ass, and then you had the nerve to come out and say, take it to the grave? I would give up. I would be like, I'm dead.
That was hard.
Like, what?
The nigga said,
I'm a victim of my own success.
That is a bar.
That nigga said, I'm so good at what I do. They named me it. Like, nigga, who I went what?
Jason, this
Only
man,
purpose.
He said, I hate being alone. It's just me. Imagine somebody beating your ass. That is traumatizing enough. That is Peter Parker right there. Just that. Ain't nobody whispering in Peter's ear, Jason.
Hold on, time out. He done had some fun. He done dealt with some shit with old Osborn. I don't want to hear
You
that.
mean to tell me no?
Osborn
Green Goblin
Osborn
never
and
blew a
Harry.
blood bubble at Peter and popped it.
No, but he dropped his girl off a bridge.
Or Venom or something like that, during his time, like it's trying to separate mentally, like all that. Carnage, same thing, but to the point, the why that scene is so beautiful was the fact that this isn't just a person that just becoming pure devastation, and for Invincible fans, they were waiting for this fight, but they made it better because the dialogue was what made it made it powerful. Was that okay, this person's getting his ass whooped, but like no, this character is more than just pure devastation and everything like that. And he said that, it's like, wait, what? But that line, I feel, as someone who not knowing what coming next, I think that line of dialogue explains what happened to Nolan in terms of him changing or how he really feels. The same thing can happen to other Viltrumites. Like we've seen other Viltrumites who are solely devoted on purpose and act like the strongest will prevail and you are weak and your ants beneath me, right? But then it's like, what are these people? What are these people actually feeling? Like you being alive for centuries, and then but they say, and even then when Conquest says like, I want to cry, but then it's like, I'm asking myself, what's the point? As a Viltrumite, what's the point, right? But that's what kind of might be giving some hope that maybe these Viltrumites can be changed, possibly. We don't know, but because they're not just, yes, they're a devastating race of people, but it doesn't mean that they're unforgivable. I won't say there can be passive rehabilitation mentally in terms of like, you know what? I think I miss my wife, even though I did call her a pet. You know what? I'm lonely. Maybe I should stop trying to kill everybody around me. You know, that's
Yeah,
I'm saying it's showing like,
it's
hey,
a
there's some
thing.
humanity in these people.
I mean, it can be in some of the most fucked up people. They can. I mean, it can be there. So one, I think. Well, mm, so what was y'all favorite episode? Jazz, I'm gonna start with you.
I feel like it was the one where it was the attack of the marks. I thought that episode was amazing. And I honestly wanted it to last longer than one episode. I kind of wish it expanded over at least 2 to 3, but that's probably asking for too much. But I love that episode. I wasn't expecting them to turn on him so quickly, but they was just
Shit.
ready to start so much chaos and they was fucking people up. R.I.P. to Rex, who went out like Gambit, which I was like, okay. But
I had to
yeah,
kill. I had to
so
kill my man and gave him a duplicate body. That's crazy.
you know what? Dude is a creep because to steal his DNA and then be like, so now that he's dead, I'm gonna start going by the name Rex. So my girl can remind me, or I guess I can remind her of Rex because she had a crush on him in season 1, which is why he took Rex's DNA. He's a creep for real. The red flags are flying.
The red flags are flying. Furb, what about you? What's your favorite episode this season?
It's my favorite episode is episode 8. So how do y'all I mean for obvious reasons, I like the fight. How do y'all feel? Jazz just said how she feel about it, but how y'all feel about not you, Mike, because you already read the comics. How you feel about Robot Jason or Rex is how he's called.
He's weird because because he's weird. He's very weird. But I'm more so think I don't know anybody. I know Rex. I know Ray. Monster Girl. I know these niggas. Everybody else is just niggas to me. But the black guy, he was like, "You doing you going over there for a purpose, and it's not just because of that girl." I'm curious what that purpose was, unless because I know it was unless it was for the belt. But I feel like it's something else that we don't know. It's just like that alien. The alien, he was like, I gotta say something in this moment. Like he just always dropped like a one liner just out of nowhere. So he there's a purpose that I feel like is still hidden um in this, but I feel like every one of these characters have some type of agenda that we haven't seen and we haven't gotten to yet. Like, Multi-Paw or the Stone, what's the Stone guy? The black the gangster who got the
Rockman?
yeah, right, who got the other guy killed. Like, all these
Yeah.
niggas got
Rockman, that's his name.
they got these just they just like nigga, why these niggas, what these niggas coming with these different fucking everybody got some ulterior motive in every situation. Nigga, he be playing everybody. Like that nigga, he like I can't think of who it is on the TV show. It's like that nigga that just by the hair on the chin, they sneak through a moment and they able to, get the upper hand on somebody. You like, nah, how the fuck they get over on him?
All right. I'm glad that y'all both are paying attention to Robot. It's really difficult knowing what I know to speak about certain characters without spoiling too much, but I really like how they did his character. And like the little moment that cuz in the comics it comes off a bit differently, but after Mark is done getting his ass whooped, I think it's in the first episode by Cecil's robots, and he's telling he says like, Rudy, take this shit out my ear now. Right. In the
Yeah.
comics, I read it as more of a hey, help me out, and not so aggressive. So in it reads like, okay, their relationship isn't like they're not like close like that. Like he's very stern with him. Even when he goes to see him to figure out like, oh, somebody's spying on me. Look at this camera. And he's like, yo, can you pay attention? In the comics, again, I read it because it's just words on a piece of paper, and his expression wasn't like angry or anything like that. So to me, it came across like, oh, they were like cooler. He was more like, yo, don't you think you should be doing this, as opposed to like, can you pay attention? This is serious. And I really like what they're doing with their dynamic, and that's pretty much all I can say about that in particular. But I'm glad to see that y'all are noticing certain characters. Pay attention to
This nigga here.
bull in the yellow suit. The the only
With
nigga
the
show
with the
the bull.
braids.
Yeah, bull with the braids.
He
He
was so
watching.
that one episode was weird. Well, episode 3 or 4, whichever one it was, where he got the suit. Where they kind of the entire first part of the episode was just music, like it was like making you feel for these criminals who was doing like reckless shit to get money. Then it made it appear as if the heroes were the villains in that moment. So that kind of, I was like, damn, they trying to make Mark look like he this nigga's over here robbing the bank. But he kept, looking at the kid is what kept fucking him up. Every time he did something, he see a kid. I'm like, and it made him, kind of every time he'd seen a kid, it stopped him from doing whatever he was trying to do at that moment, and he always got caught because of it. And I think he's saying like Oliver was like the last thing I think he ended up seeing, and that's what made him stop and to get them busted and caught. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that villain thing. And again, I think that goes to like the whole season trying to recontextualize certain things, like make Mark see things from a different perspective, even make us see things from a different perspective, because you have it like, oh, we can sympathize with them. They laid on rent, they can't really get a job anywhere, and they have these powers. It's just they don't really know how to use them to get money other than just stealing. And so they not really like trying to hurt people. They just trying to make ends meet, and anybody can resonate with that. And then you got what's his name? The Powerplex. His situation, even though he was kind of stupid in the end, it's something that you can resonate with. Like if your folks got killed and it's this dude's fault and nobody is doing anything, and it looked like nobody's doing anything, fuck him being a superhero, right? Like all them people is dead and you just flying around. We got sympathy for Mark because like we see it from a third person. But if we one of them people like, yo, my family died, and we just supposed to be like, no, it was a mistake. There was no fucking mistake. All these people died. Like it made me, I didn't really, in the comics, I ain't really care about Powerplex like that. Like his story didn't really hit me like that. It wasn't all that. But on top of Jesse, his voice acting and the way they did the episode, it's like, oh, okay. I can see how it would really suck to be this dude. And then at the end of the, what was funny at the end of the episode, Invincible saying like, yeah, man, I feel bad that your people's is dead. And he's like, the fuck is you telling me that for? Like, my family's dead. And you saying like a consolidation is that you feel bad. I'm killing you when I get out of jail. It's not holding me. I resonate with that because it's
I'm
like
killing you, nigga. I'm
yeah. He
smoking
said
you when I
like,
get out
don't
this
come talk
bitch.
to me like that. Like, you know what? I get it, Powerplex. I understand. And just so you know, like that shit makes me sad. Don't come and say that shit to me. I'm booked and I don't have nothing to live for. I'm killing you. That's why I'm glad they let him catch a body. But I mean, it wasn't enough because it wasn't like his Invincible. But this whole season, it like really recontextualizes things. And even the whole thing about like the blue suit, I didn't know that until like I had seen something about it this season. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that's why they went blue. I thought they was just trying something different. But yeah, I like how this season, and I wonder what theme, knowing what's coming up, I wonder what theme they're gonna take with the next season.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like action heavy, but they've been sprinkling in new stuff, and even the way they ended this season is kind of new. I hope it goes in one direction. I seen someone talking about how it could potentially be something that's not
What, the
epic.
devil thing?
Yeah, the devil thing. I seen somebody on TikTok say that it's not going to be like have anything to do with Invincible or OmniMan or anything like that. It's going to be some weak shit, and I hope it's not. I hope it's like a big moment. But we'll see.
It's a few. It's a
Is
few.
that
It's a few story arcs they've been telling on the backside that I'm assuming as time goes on they'll get tied together, kind of like like with the misogynist mummy. That is the most
random?
hilarious shit ever. He was like, "Oh, bitches, no, 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 I got."
He was so happy when he saw a male. He said, "Let me try to possess him." He said, "Damn it,
Like that.
these
That
women get." No, he says females. That's
like
crazy.
what is like what like you this is the same guy that wrote Walking Dead though, bro. So that's hilarious.
Huh. But was the devil at the end of this? That was the same one that was from season one, right? That was tracking Nolan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, his swag seemed different. Did he lose weight?
He didn't
Ozempic.
have the
He
hat
in
and jacket.
hell.
He didn't have the hat and jacket. But
I
everything
thought
else
he
was
was
the same.
thicker.
No, the coat made him bigger.
Damn. All right. I mean, he just looks slim down. I'm just saying. Okay.
Mike, what about you, sir? What was your favorite episode?
Um, so when we had the episodes, when they gave the episodes early, they didn't show us the last two until like maybe a week or two prior to the final episodes. And then as a comic reader, I'm like, oh, I know why they're doing this, and rightfully so. The best episodes were, um,
7 and 8.
yes, that well, so I say 6, 7, and 8. I mean,
Six,
because like,
seven, eight.
well,
Yeah.
because it's like it end off with that. Um, well, on an emotional level with Powerplex, right? And the same thing. I didn't felt that, I knew the villain, I knew that everything like was gonna happen, but Aaron Paul, did such amazing job, playing the everyman. Like again, it's like I was getting, Breaking Bad vibes with him, like again when he's like doing the cries out and everything, screaming in agony or something. Like he's very good at doing that, but not coming across as a pouty way, like coming across as of like pure sorrow, like and you feel for him, even like in Westworld, his performance in there, I'm like, I enjoyed it. Even though the fourth season that wasn't good, but still I enjoyed it. But I stick to Stan Jazz. Okay, I mean it's still a special place in my heart. I don't care what anybody else says.
I didn't
But
say anything.
I know I read your face. It's okay.
What?
But I will say, to me as a fan of me, I enjoyed the Invincible War more than Conquest, but I love the Conquest episode too. But yeah, so we'll pick one. It's the Invincible War. I've been waiting for that for the longest time to see that played out, and I wish they spent more time with it. But at the same time, like they had to speed it up because people are like, and fans they hope like who knew about the whole comics, they didn't want it to end on Invincible War and have Conquest come in season 4. They didn't want that. They're like, no, 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 no. Give us Conquest and wrap this up. But if they did, I wouldn't be
That's
mad.
what that's what I'm saying. Like you could have easily started Conquest as the beginning of season 4.
But no,
Furb, I see you shaking your head, but I
but no,
don't
but
care.
he's
I'm not
right. I
looking
get
at
it
you.
narratively. It would not make
Mike,
sense.
you're not an ally.
Uh, uh, okay.
Jason, you see me. Jason, we would have got 2 episodes of the Mark War. Like, just imagine. And then leaving at a nice little cliffhanger that might piss you off, but you hate cliffhangers anyway, so you're gonna
I
be
hate
mad. But it's
cliffhangers.
okay.
I hate
It's
cliffhangers.
okay. But to start season 4 with Conquest to where they starting at like peak,
So if you started that
and
way, how do you end it then?
you gotta ask them. We're not there yet. I'm only talking about if we would have got 2 episodes of the Mark clone universe battle, if it would extend it to like 2 full episodes. Cause he no hold on, Mike, because he still would have had that fight with Sterling.
Yes, no, I understand what you're saying, but
Right.
what
No.
Conquest okay,
Conquest.
I would just say this: what Conquest his story and how it wraps up. Um, Around that story, there's other factors that play that emotionally wouldn't make sense, and it kind of feels like, oh, this was kind of disjointed. Whereas, like, no, you have your heart cut off here, and then we can have season 4 cover this aspect of the story that still involves some of the fat that was in season 3 and bring it over and conclude that story point. But to Steve's point, like I know what he's talking, like what he, I know telepathically, speaking, but it would not make sense if they waited for Conquest for season 4 because people would have been pissed off. It would give season 2 vibes. Honestly, we're like, come on, that's where people would have been like, it's right there. Give us the finale, that episode, boom. Because you had other characters like Adam, Eve, like all the stuff, like Cecil, the conversation with Oliver, like like all that stuff had to be wrapped up in one additional episode to wrap season 3 up. Because with season 4, Oliver is going to be in a different position. Eve is in a different position too. So it's like it would not make sense.
All right.
And I can't tell
I
you.
gotta
'cause you have to-
compromise. I know. I gotta
Yes.
compromise. Instead
You
of
got-
giving me 8 episodes, give me 10.
I'll give you 8 episodes and a special.
Yeah, I like that. I like this. I like the special.
If the special is like an hour and a half, then I'll take it.
A movie? That's not a special. That's a movie.
Well, like
But
the
it's-
Adam Eve, like some,
40 minutes.
How many 40-minute episodes? Because that's you're just giving me an extra season. That's all that is.
Man,
I'm giving you a palate cleanser.
This nigga here, man. She you're not
So I'm
satisfied.
preparing you for
Are you
season
not,
4.
Are you not entertained?
No,
Right.
I wanted more of the marks. I wanted that to be at least a full episode.
But I'm telling
and a
you,
quarter.
okay, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but just hey,
about to spoil.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's not like
Wait on it.
saying you might, not
Wait
see
on
him
it.
again.
Wait on it. Just wait on it.
Just wait.
I'll wait. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Just
I
wait
mean,
you
on
might
because
it.
they
see him
gotta
again. You might not.
This nigga here.
Right. I
So-
already know what that means.
So one thing we have not addressed kind of a little bit, but you got, of course, Mark. Well, every time Mark gets some pussy, they tell us about Nolan. So of course we got Nolan and Alan. So they got the Alan comics going on when they're in the I don't even think that's Viltrumite prison. I'm not sure what they
It's
was.
a prison, but not Viltrumite prison. No.
But, yes,
No,
but
it is.
what-
It's like on a ship.
Oh shit! What did y'all think about that storyline or that friendship that's going on between them?
You want to go? Okay, I'll go.
You can go first.
No, I first of all, Seth Rogen as Alan the Alien, I feel is a great addition to the show. And I'm glad that even from season 1, like we're still getting piecemeal of that of their story, but I'll say in season 4 we're moving the plot along of characters, kind of getting mainstream and becoming like seasons regulars, or you seeing them every episode, not like one episode here and another episode here, whatever, like that. Like they spent their time with the whole teasing us with Nolan and Alan, but like that I felt for them to now him to accept a partner, a friendship, and some level of Nolan's humanity, whatever. That's to me, but at the same time, owning his accountability. Like, listen, if I die here, I deserve it. And having the Viltrumites kill him before they, Alan tried to save him because he has a bigger, plan with the coalition of planets and everything. But yeah, I thought that was sweet, but also to reveal the secret about the Viltrumites, that there's a secret that we're not as big as we act like we are. There's only like a handful of us motherfuckers. We scared. But we're not going to tell you we're scared.
Nah, you can't do that. You can't let nobody know. that.
That's why we just come in one at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been wiping each other out, dumbass.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. But
Niggas over here just fighting for no reason.
Killing their own species.
Yeah, I like what Mike said. I didn't think that Seth Rogen was gonna be good as Alan the Alien, but I've enjoyed his tenure in the series, and I like they're making small but for me noticeable changes from the comics that is letting me know that they're going somewhere. What's his name? Kirkman. He said that he was changing stuff up. Him or either Otley, the artist, they said that they were like changing little stuff up here and there to better do the story this time around, because now they have like time and it's like, oh, I wish I would have done it this way, or I wish I would have done it that way. So they're revamping little stuff. And the Alan and Nolan stuff, again, it's like minor minor stuff. This isn't like the Invincible not having like the moment where he says sometimes it's just more like just dialogue switches. But I can't really say anything negative about it. It's like I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to see where it's going. I do, however, want to say like since we're talking about like side characters and side stories, I hope they work in. So it was a character in episode 7. He was fighting the Invincible with a mustache in space. His name is Tech Jacket. He's one of my favorite characters within the Invincible world, and I want them to dive more into him. He was supposed to show up earlier in the season. I was a little disappointed when he didn't, and I'm like, they're not going to show him at all. But when they did show him, I'm like, oh, okay, so they must have the rights to him, but they didn't have a voice actor for him. So I don't know what's up with that. Hopefully they have someone for him for next season because I just want to see more of him. I really like the character. And if they were to give us another special, his story would be perfect for that. That way it introduces you guys to who this character is. Because I'm sure a lot of people was asking, like, yo, who is this Iron Man looking dude? This is new. On top of all, like, it's a whole bunch of other characters, but like he got spotlight too. So it's just like on top of that, it's like, oh, okay, he seems important because everybody else took out a mark with a whole team, but he took one out by himself. So he's got to be strong. Where has he been this entire time? I just want to see more of him. And hopefully we will get him. If we don't, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. I ain't gonna say like I'm not gonna be upset.
I want more Battle Beasts. Battle Beast is my nigga. They letting Battle Beast do all. He whooped Mark ass. He went out of space. He whooped some ass. He just disappeared and he come back at the end after whooping. He done tore this nigga into pieces to pieces. More. That nigga be sitting there getting he dead. He should have been fighting Conquest. That's who should have fought Conquest. That would have been a great fight to see.
That would have been a great fight.
Line them niggas up, but they just be sitting here just want to die. Like, this battle isn't good until I'm dead, nigga. Wait, what?
Hold on. Do you think they would whisper in each other's ears?
Oh, that'd be sexy.
Yeah. He'll growl.
That'd be real sexy.
That'd be to put his tongue in his ear, like.
Look at Jay.
Like, come closer.
Get that angle.
Did that wolf kiss that one eye, nigga? I don't know. Hit him again.
Fuck, I ain't get it. Do it again, Dale. Do it again.
Well, shoot. I mean, you guys kind of know what to expect. What's coming. Hold on, let me see something before I get here. Jazz, did you
make good points there, by the way? Yeah.
We're kind of at a disadvantage because they've been reading, so they already know what's coming. They already see the future before us.
But things are different. Like we don't.
Yeah.
Like with the whole Damien Darkblood, I think
minor changes.
Like minor changes. Like we're just still things that in the comics that Robert Kirkman he wanted to do, but he couldn't. He's like, no, I gotta like. There's different from putting in the graphic novel and the comics than putting it on an animated show. Like so, like narratively can play out. Whereas, like I wanted to put this originally, but I couldn't. But now I can. So that's like it's unknown territory at that point, which for us is exciting because like, all right, what you got cooking here, you know? But to your point, there was characters. As much as characters left this season, rest in peace, Rex and all that. There is going to be new additions to the show that are going to add another dynamic to it that I'm excited about. But I will say to that character, I did not like his design in this show.
Who's this?
Tech Jacket.
Really?
I was not a fan of this design. He looked way more cooler in the comic than he did in the show. I was like, it's like he was animated last week. I'm just giving him being honest here. And I wasn't the only one that felt that way. I was like, really? Yeah, I was like,
really? He looked just as lame in the comics.
Oh no.
Let me ask y'all, because we didn't really, I'm sorry to cut you off, Michael, but we didn't really talk about like the fight sequences from the season. Like visually, did you guys have a good time with the animation and things like that?
That's what I was gonna ask. That was my last question.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I got yours since you got my first one.
I'll get more. Keep on.
So I'm gonna be actually interviewing the visual effects artist here,
Nah,
so I
he trying.
can't.
All
I can't.
right, so Mike
I,
can't say nothing. He won't give
I
us his.
can't. I
Nigga,
can't
I
say.
watched I watched Dragon Ball Super, nigga. That shit looked just like them first 2, 3 seasons of that. Them niggas need to stop playing with us, nigga. At some point, as Dragon Ball Super went on, they fixed it. These niggas keep going back to the same animation, and then they wait to the last 2, 3 episodes. Like, yeah, we got you now, guys. Man, stop playing with me, man.
I will admit the fact that this nigga was missing an eye and then he got it back in like a split second conquest. Oh look, there's a shot. There's a shot when he's fighting Eve. You know, his conquest eye is gone. And then there's a shot you looking up, right? Both his eyes, the both the brown eyes you see is in the shot. I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you.
That's
But no,
petty.
seriously, it was like what? And also the dialogue. Listen, love Jeffrey D. Morgan, but like the mouth was not animating with his voice.
I'm
The
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck
Ooh.
with you. I'm gonna
it
keep
was
it a
not.
buck with you.
It was
I think about that sometimes. I'm like, do I care about like when I watch people? I get mad. But if I watch animation, I'm like, do I think they saying
It's
real people
important.
words? And
It's important
in
in
cartoon,
animation.
the
it
cartoon,
is.
it doesn't look the same to me though. It looks
It
like
I
it
I can't do it. I need them bad boys to be lined up because
Yeah.
I'm just sitting,
Yeah.
especially if there is a delay, it destroys the entire
Yeah.
experience. And that's just
Yeah.
me.
And you felt it this I felt it this episode for like a few scenes, but luckily there was like they caught themselves. But there's some scenes there was like sloppy with it. And I was like, yeah,
Really?
yeah, oh
I
yeah.
didn't catch it at all. I
Let me
thought
get this
like
shit.
the
Uh-oh.
movement animation of the regular episodes was kind of janky, but I thought the mouse was okay.
I
Mhm.
think I feel like I caught it when Mike was killing Conquest. Excuse me, when Mark was killing Conquest, when he was like banging his head into it. I feel like that's where I really noticed it the most. But prior to that, I don't think I noticed it too much.
I don't really see it now. I know I I watched it earlier. Eve was talking to Amber, and I'm like, wait, them the wrong voices. What y'all did? The
She was
animation
like
is
this.
all the way out of whack. I said, hold on, let me back it up a little bit and to get this shit back on track. But outside of that, I do think they need to stop playing. I don't know what it is with the animation, where they do that. Because like I said, I my first time ever noticing it because I watch a lot of stuff behind people because I wasn't watching. Not because it was like a purposely thing. I just television wasn't a big thing for me like that until we started doing this. When we started doing this, I started paying more attention. Things just started coming out. So I'm watching Dragon Ball Super, what, 9 years, 8 years after it released, and I'm like, man, this shit is horrible. They just doing the same. I'm like, wait, nigga, they nigga gonna do any kind of kick moves, switch moves, drops, kick, nothing. It's just the same animation. Then as the season started going, and I started going, I'm looking at YouTube clips. People like, man, I can't believe they really released this shit the way they did back in the day. And it was like the movies were good. They put it on a TV show. It's like they stripped everything down from it. I'm just like, I don't understand that. And it's like Invincible is following that same format, but those last 6 episodes, it's like, God damn. And I know Furb was saying that like in the beginning. Like I'm always like Furb, like watching Furb, like I said, Furb was like the first person I ever knew like that was like, oh my God, they putting an Invincible show out. Like that shit's gonna be hard, nigga. If it's anything like the comic book and they live up to it, yeah, it's gonna be insane. He always says, I'm just waiting to see if they gonna follow the way it's supposed to be. And he said, I hope the animation for those last 2 episodes is gonna be on par because it needs to have the right animation. And just seeing how fast the niggas was moving from one space to another, and the way they was moving around, moving everything. I was like, yeah, they doing this shit. They giving this shit some proper justice in this mug.
Yeah, I just sent a picture. That nigga got 2 eyes. Okay.
That's editing, man. I'm gonna blame editing on that. Like that, somebody should have caught that.
It's a
Their QA
frame.
department is not
Yeah,
that great.
it's I just seen it. It's you gotta be like paying attention paying attention to catch this, John.
How the
It's
fuck you
like-
even put that in there if you know he ain't supposed to have it though? Like who
I don't-
did that?
I don't
That's
even
what I'm
know.
saying.
I
Like,
think
I
being
did too much
cheap with
work
the
because I
animation.
added extra eye to this nigga. I only had one job. He only supposed to have one eye. And
I
not like
think-
he was missing one. No. I added one and I forgot that was a mistake.
I think what it was for this angle, they were like they probably had like different assets for his eyebrow, his eye, his nose, and whatever. And somebody forgot to copy the right eye, which is I don't know, man. This shout out to the animation studios, man. Shout out to Amazon. I
Control
hope
Z.
y'all got to see
Control
y'all
Z.
families and y'all not being kept in no animation slave shop. And y'all
Yes, like
getting
Disney.
bread. Like that's
Sometimes it needs to be. I didn't figure this shit
I
out.
mean, maybe they need to treat them how they do in Japan. Like maybe they don't need to go home because some studios they be having them slave away, and we get
Yep,
stuff like
that's
JJK
true.
season 2, and
That's true.
sometimes you get Sakamoto days. But shout out to Invincible and shout out to the animation and shout out to
And
Conquest.
the Was It Good Though podcast does not support or any of that working overtime, sweatshops, any of those things in a basement. Mm-mm.
All right, yeah, that's
Unless you
the
want to be in the
the
basement.
beliefs the
If
beliefs
that's your
of
vibes.
If them your
the beliefs of
vibes.
Steve Martin Furby Factor is his own.
Yeah.
Incriminate me.
I
Yeah.
think, but I think that everything within this that I really had, as far as with the, within season 3. Jazz, did you have anything else that you wanted to touch on or get into?
Only other question I definitely wanted to ask you guys, out of the 3 seasons, where will you rank them from best to, I guess, third, from least to favorite? Or excuse me, from best to least. I'll start with you, Ferb.
Okay, so I'm gonna rank it kind of weird, but follow me. So season 1, I rank at the top. Then episodes 7 and 8 of season 3, I have at number 2. Then I have
I get it.
season 2 underneath of that, and then season 3, the rest of season 3, all the way at the bottom.
I get it. I would put. I'm kind of like with Mike though. I probably put 6, 7, and 8 up there though, because that Powerplex episode was fucking amazing. It gave me, which I didn't mention. It's like they fixed Superman versus Batman: Dawn of Justice. That's what it felt like. Like they fixed that movie and they gave it to us in the animated version because it was the whole thing. And I love, like we talked about it previously, Jazz, and what was that show we watched? Damn.
Paradise?
Hawkeye. We talked about it in Hawkeye. Don't do that because Hawkeye's still one of my top 3 Marvel shows. I don't
When
give a
you
damn.
said with
Fight me,
show we
fight me.
watch,
Hey Mike,
it's a
fix your
lot.
face. Fix your face, Mike. Fix your face, Mike. Fix your face, Mike. But
Zoom in.
this is my point though. The whole thing of we've seen the blip perspective from so many different places, but coming from the person being blipped, we hadn't seen it yet. So we seen the Mark fight, we seen the angles, we seen the things, but seeing somebody that was actually on the ground level, going through that, them kids should have went to go get ice cream. I'm just saying. I don't know why you went to the house. We could have all went and got ice cream together. We could have all survived. Like, why are you going ahead of me? But okay, they went, got ice cream, they died in the building, boom, boom. So then we see, his motivations as to why he felt the way he felt about Invincible, but I'm just really trying to just prove why Mike wrong in this point because like he's seen Invincible face being held in front of a train. Like what could Invincible have done in that moment? Like it was just
Justice. It's all his fault.
like you should have fight harder, nigga. Like, bro, if I wasn't fighting, nigga, y'all would have really been dead. Like that's the whole thing of but communication ruled the nation. Had Mark just told him, like, nigga, had not been trying to fight, you niggas would have really been.
He wasn't listening.
I know. It wasn't. I mean, but he kept skipping it. Like oh my God. I'm so sorry. If y'all gotta go, please leave. The one thing that annoyed me in this season that I did not bring the fuck up was Oliver was like 1B, but then Mark was 1A. Them are some annoying fucking characters because Mark is so concerned with Adam Eve having her leg. Nigga, the world is being demolished and you in the house in your suit with your hand on your head sitting like what's it like like what the fucking Socrates or whatever the fuck that little statue is. Like he over here thinking,
The thinker.
like
No,
bitch,
no,
if
I
you
know what you're
don't
talking. I've seen that statue. It's in
like
DC.
like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
like bitch, if you don't like
Right
if you
here.
don't like bro, the world is losing right now. You concerned about her, bro? She gonna be all right. Get out there and two is the parents, Adam Eve's parents. The mama laughed at the neighbor daughter being killed and saying, "That's not funny." But I was like, "Bro, what do you mean? You know?"
All right. So sis said, I'm glad it's not my daughter. That was her translation, even though my daughter is a hero. But I'm
Yes.
glad my daughter is getting the best health care possible because she is a hero. Sorry to your daughter. I agree with you 100% when
Yes.
it comes with Mark not going out helping. Like, my thing is, if you are a hero and you are dating a hero, your life expectancy is lower than the average person unless you live in a fucking city like Gotham or Hell's Kitchen where you could die any moment. That's on you. Sorry, but move somewhere else. So my thing is, you are over here on her bedside. If they tell you, like, look, Mark, we still gotta fight out here. Cause if we lose, your bitch gonna die anyway. So go out there and help. I was just like, Mark, you need to like get this together. But Nolan would have been like, all right, so she good, boom, and went out into the street.
Nolan wouldn't have been in the hospital.
I mean, this is true because you dropped the pet off at the, do what you need to do and just be out. But Mark kind of irritated me because he did not seem like he saw the bigger picture. He just saw like a narrow view, in my opinion.
Yes. But it's flawed. It's absolutely flawed. You're
It is,
19 some years old, and
which is expected.
you went to the future and killed your teammate, but no one knows but you and Eve and stuff. Um, and he's just been emotionally drained like
He
this
needs
entire.
therapy.
Right, absolutely. But again, when he making all these irrational decisions, like, yeah, I understand. Because, like, dude, when do you ever get your way? You don't. Like he doesn't. I just want to have a date with Eve, and all of a sudden, motherfuckers have some time machine and just show up from my table, and like I haven't eaten my damn spaghetti and shit. I'm on the appetizer. They even sent the bread out. You know, and and but the thing is with that, with the Invincible War, I'll say this. I think yeah, they could have spent longer of him interacting. Like there was at least 18 variants. He only interacted with three of them. You know, like with Mohawk Mark and all this stuff like that. But I will say that like with Oliver, I actually like Oliver. He was a great addition to the show. I understand what people will probably get frustrated for Mark being like a big brother, angry big brother to him. It's like, no, 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 go home, go home. Like, no, what are you talking about? Whatever. You want me to help? You want me to join and stuff? And it's like, yeah, these Mauler twins, they're killing people. Like, so I did it. I killed them. We're done. You know. And then actually challenge him. Hey, listen, you think maybe Dad was right? Like you want that conversation. Like, listen, you get that from a kid, a 9 year, 8 year old kid or something like that, right? And but like, uh, I'm like even asking questions like, listen, you think anybody will forgive Dad? Like, Dad, there's good, Dad is still good, right? Like, yes, but he killed a lot of people. But I'm like, well, they kill people too. People die all the time. We get to live, Like, now, again, it's interesting to see how that when he gets older and stuff, how he evolves and everything. But I'm just saying, like Oliver to Mark, right? That relationship, that brother relationship. I love the fact that they added him in the show. But yeah, it's another interesting dynamic, not only to him but to Debbie as well. And that dynamic too. Because again, I think a lot of things they did this season to me that saved the show. But in terms of the ranking, I'll say, I will say season one, last three episodes of season three. Then I'll put season two, episode four, the mid-season finale on Thraxon. They're fighting the Viltrumites and stuff there. Then I'll put all the episodes left of season three, and then all the episodes left of season two at the bottom. Because that mid-season finale was still, well, season two was off the chain. that still was good.
Isn't that
But
Carl Winslow?
yeah, Carl, yes, with the intensity, he broke his spine with he was carrying his shit, carrying his intestines, and still broke his broke his spine and shit. But yeah,
Yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
Jason, did you say yours?
You know, since we're doing weird rankings, now I'm just playing.
I wasn't even gonna match them because I
I'm not.
didn't break my shit.
I'm doing. So if I have to, well, I got to. I'm gonna do 3-1-2. That's not. Am I doing? Yeah, 3-1-2. That's how I'm gonna rank it. I'm not gonna do my weird ranking like the comic book guys. 'Cause we can definitely get into get into the episodes because that second half of season 2 should be different from the first half of season.
It's not. They're
season
together.
2.
They're
Not.
married.
They didn't give it to us that way.
Just because they were separated doesn't mean they were divorced. They were still together. Season 2.
So is it like Kingpin and his wife? Because they separated.
I have not seen the latest episode, and do not bring up no Daredevil. It's not.
You've seen the show. You know they not together. You know he's not with Vanessa.
Vanessa. You got
chill.
Vanessa.
Fellas, bring it back. Bring it back. They are together. Regardless of what you try to examples, season 2 is season 2. Fuck a break. And fuck you, Mike. Don't say shit.
So how are you? You go get that ice cream that you like. You're like, what?
That's what every woman wants to hear. Give me my favorite ice cream.
Except Vanessa.
Vanessa need a hug.
Vanessa.
Jason. Okay, so mine. Not from here. So mine is also 3, 1, and 2.
Yeah.
Because I did not like the second half of 2. Excuse me, let me not say I didn't.
You like the first half.
Excuse me, the first half. Yes, the second half was fire.
Was
the first half had me like, I was not looking forward to any more Invincible.
She was pissed off.
I was so through. I was Furb. I'm not even gonna hold you.
You're not wrong. No, a lot of people felt that way. Even as a fan of the comic, I'm like, yo, that pacing was off.
Because my thing is like, if you got that type of pacing, you do not need to have a break. You should not have a break with looking at what you got going on, because I was sick of Mark dealing with his father's betrayal trauma after episode 1. I know that's fucked up, but he was going through that the entire time. I know, Furb. That's just how I was feeling. I was just like, I'm ready for this to move on. And then we got a break, and the break made me not even excited for the second half.
Yeah.
Jason was just like, Jazz, Invincible coming out. Fuck that nigga Mark.
But Batman shows up. It's Spider-Man.
They thought they was slick in doing that shit. Gonna bring Batman and Spider-Man to bring people back, and then Mark getting his ass whooped every episode.
Every time. I
want to keep seeing him not take these niggas serious, bro. You were getting whooped by regular niggas. Like, well, not really, because this season the judo master was trying to kick it. That nigga was like, bro, stop playing. Like, he just threw that nigga to the side.
Jazz, you made a very good point. I keep saying this season saved this show, because season 2, again, I'm not saying it was the worst thing ever. Like, we waited so damn long for season 2, and only to get first 4 episodes, and you say, oh, animation takes time. Like, no, y'all just have priorities. And that's literally what it is. You were greenlit for already 2 seasons off rip after season 1. And so the story of season 2. You could have paced that off, but no, that break. I didn't give a damn that Batman was there and Spider-Man, and even though you couldn't afford them, you couldn't. But you had the voice actor who voiced them in Spectacular Spider-Man and all that shit in there. But now Easter egg for you. Spawn was supposed to be in this season, but they can't legally use him. So yes, Spawn. Yes, another black man. So when he fought the werewolf guy, said like, "I killed you before, I'll kill you again." That Mark in his Earth, he killed that Spawn. And so in this part, he's like, "I'll kill you before, I'll kill you again." It's supposed to be Spawn, but yes.
I will say this because you do not know, Spawn is my favorite hero.
I feel like that was his purpose in telling you that.
No, I don't think Mike knew that.
I didn't know that, but he's I love Spawn too.
You said that like so fucking strong, like so like
I
he
was
knew
talking to
that with
Mike.
so much. I know. He said it with so much conviction,
Oh,
as if he knew you love Spawn. And so, like he's seen
I watched your show. I'm fans of your
like she
content.
got like
hold
pictures of her
on.
feet
First
next
off,
to Spawn head. Like it's just weird shit she does like that. Like I thought you may have
I
ran
don't
across
bring that
that.
up on the pod. First and foremost.
What?
Second,
You didn't text me that, so it's somewhere public. You don't give me feet.
I'm just saying,
Nigga.
I know black people. We
no.
have favorite characters, and I'm like, I will say one of them: Static, Vixen, Storm, Black Panther, Blade.
You
Even
just naming
women.
all the black
Niggas
people.
don't, niggas
So
don't know about
like,
no niggas don't know
People
about
don't
Vixen,
usually
man.
bring up
Niggas don't know
Spawn.
Vixen, man.
usually people don't bring up Spawn. They'll bring up Blade before they bring up Spawn. I rarely hear people bring up Spawn. I love Spawn.
I love Spawn.
So if I would
Why?
have saw, first off, for what you not about to do, did you say why? Spawn
Yeah.
is fire, my nigga. Like, what the fuck you mean?
That movie was ass.
First off, look,
It was edited. It was killed in the editing bay.
it was in the 90s. And I forgot you disrespectful as hell when it comes to old movies. So we
No,
not
I'm
about
not.
to do this.
Because I love that old Batman and Robin
I don't
film
want to hear
with
that
George
shit.
Clooney.
That's not a good movie, Furb.
That's an
You
amazing
just trolling,
film.
right? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not
Anyway,
trolling. I had that on VHS. I used to
my
watch it
nigga,
all the time.
didn't you hate on Lion King but love Land Before Time?
I didn't. I don't have a problem with Lion King, but Land Before Time is a classic. It's a beautiful movie.
No, you said The Thing wasn't a classic.
What's the thing?
Fuck it.
Anyway, go ahead, Jazz.
I have to go
Jazz.
back to our boys episode, but Ferb said a wild ass movie take, and I was like,
Maybe
this
it was
nigga can't come
Jaws.
back
Stay
on.
on topic.
No, I don't fuck with no. I don't care about Jaws. But nah, Spawn is fire. Like if I would have saw Spawn in this, oh my god, I would have fanned out for real.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate. That would have been cool to see.
I wish they would have. It would have
The
topped the
totals would have
Batman
been
shit.
like
a
It would have topped the
fucking
Batman
dolphin.
shit. You know, like we saw Batman's cape. Like I was like, because when I saw the mummy shit, I was like, I thought, wait, is that gonna be Spawn? I saw the green and shit, and I was like, where's the chains and all that? Where's the red cape? You know, but no. I was like, oh, okay.
But Spawn in the desert would be kind of crazy for real. Because
It
what you
would.
doing out there?
Yeah. But I'm like, I would take anything to get that nigga on the screen, you know.
They're supposed
I'm like,
to be
we
working
need.
on something.
Yeah, I know with Jamie Foxx and them and all that stuff. Yeah, I get it.
Fox that didn't have to
We can pray.
revive him and bring him back to the screen. Like
Stop.
Under the right today, Spawn can thrive. Like
it can.
If it's done right, it can thrive. But yeah,
I got a lot of hope in Spawn.
What?
Jason, pivot us
Y'all got
because
a-
Ferb about to say some
yes.
real disrespectful
but of
shit.
course, I think
Yeah.
did any of you guys have anything that y'all wanted to bring up that we did not? We were trying to close it. I forgot my little tangent I wanted to get into about terrible people in this season.
Just say Freddie Mercury's coming, and that's all I'll say.
Freddie Mercury is coming. Okay.
That's I had something I wanted to add. So y'all mentioned that
I forgot about that.
Y'all mentioned that Invincible, his villains are very dumb. And I noticed that's because
the first
all of his villains are really stupid. He get off because his villains is dumb. If they was smart, he'd have been dead a long time ago. But I want to side with you, Jason, because as we're talking and I'm thinking about it, Mark really doesn't give a fuck about all them people that died. And like, it's not really a traumatic experience. Like, oh yeah, he got his ass whooped. But that's really like, that's the equivalent of like your parent yelling at you what his pops did to him. So he really didn't have that traumatic of a life. I want to come back around and say Peter had a more traumatic life because he gets his ass beat. He doesn't have a healing factor. He lost his folks. He lost his uncle. He lost a whole lot more bitches. I wanted to come around because I'm thinking about it and y'all talking about how Mark didn't go out to help people. I'm like, Peter wouldn't have did that because he would have been like, you know what? Mary Jane wouldn't want me to be here right now. She would want me to be out there helping people. And Mark didn't do that because he's a bitch. And y'all talking about he need to go to therapy. You're like, he's 19. He's making these decisions. And, you know, he's making mistakes. Peter was 15 when he got his powers. And his uncle got smoked. Instead of running to kill the dude, he's like, you know what? I have to be better than that. And he strove to make a name for himself. He gets dogged every single day by J. Jonah Jameson. And he still comes back and is like, yo, I want to do this for real. Invincible gets like just a little bit of pushback, and he's going bitching to Eve, like, when, you know, he's upset that I got his aunt killed or whatever. And I'm like, no, Invincible's just pussy. Like,
So
OmniMan raised him to be pussy.
Furb,
Maybe his mom did.
I don't know if this nigga
Furb,
trolling.
he's trolling you for real.
I'm not trolling. I'm being dead serious.
Well, hold on, Furb. So let me go ahead and throw this out there, because since we're using Spider-Man from different universes that deal with different experiences, we also looks like we had a Mark that lost his mother as well. Because we had a Mark that say like, oh, I just came over here so I can see my mom and take her to my universe. So she's gone. So we can pretty much insinuate that Mark lost his mother, which let's just say it's a 75.2%. He lost Oliver in that universe as well, because if his mama did, I mean, there was nobody to take care of Oliver.
Wait,
so Oliver
time out.
Actually, that is true.
We don't even know if we get
Oliver.
That's true, because Sterling said in the last season, Oliver's only in one universe. That's true. So
the Invincible showed up. He like, hey Mark, he turned around like, who are you? You know.
Right. So Oliver's only in one universe. So I stand corrected. I apologize.
And possibly one of them might have dated Ryan. He's like, I miss Ryan. Like he might, I don't know.
One of them was LGBT.
Oh,
you know, one of them was that, but also some of them killed their dads,
their mother,
their mother too.
Their mom.
So
they killed Eve.
So, like, if your dad make you kill your mama, that's traumatizing as well. But I will say, Mark was able to have Cecil, which they covered. They pretty much mentioned how Cecil was able to keep a lot of that trauma stuff from Mark. Peter didn't have that, so I will give you that. Peter didn't have anybody to keep any of that trauma, all of that stuff away from him.
Actually, he did. It was Norman.
No, he didn't.
And guess what Norman did to him?
Norman
didn't kill him.
Norman ain't do.
Norman was protecting him only to use him to then try to kill him.
You're talking about the friendly neighborhoods, right? Like
Norman been whooping his.
Are you talking about the amazing Spider-Man?
I thought we weren't talking about comic books tonight, Jason. We weren't referencing that.
She has. She's making a good point, though. She's making. I think it's more different perspective, but she's making a good point. Like, listen, it's like the same thing you're saying. Mark does not have that, but Peter has. He's in a world that's, again, you have to understand. Robert Kirkman made this universe knowing the parallels of Marvel and DC, and like, you know what? I want to go a different vein of not just creating a character, but creating a universe where some of these rules that might apply some here doesn't apply here. Let's actually try to be more realistic about people are going to make some mistakes. Some dumb decisions are going to happen. People are going to make choices where the reader's like, well, that was stupid, you know, but it's like, but yeah, that's why this IP is becoming now, at this point, people are comparing this like, this is better than Marvel and DC, whatever, because you have intentionality. Some of these characters or what they're doing is realistic. Again, Mark being emotional, calling bitch, like, yeah, I know some bitches too in real life, you know, and stuff like, hey, I'm like, hey, come on, why are you sitting here waiting? This shit going on here. Like, come on, like, we've seen it. Like firefighters. I'm not saying, listen, I have family who are firefighters. I have heard stories like, oh yeah, we're trying to take this shit out, and this guy here, he's sitting here, he's just scared, like, oh, not doing this, but you know, doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, hey man, what's going on? Come on, like. Now we've those things.
You can't call no.
I don't need no incompetent hero. I don't want to watch that.
I'm just saying there is.
You can't call no firefighter pussy though. That's crazy.
I'm not saying.
That's what you just said. You like it's firefighters that's pussy. Because we're talking about Mark being pussy in comparison to Peter.
Are people in the industry who are saying
fire industry?
You can say cops because cops is definitely pussy, but a fireman, you can't call a fireman pussy.
People, okay, I'm just saying who make choices like I'm not doing this, and their comrades are looking
Don't
like,
use
bro.
fireman. You can't call no fireman a pussy. After
I'm
what
not
they
saying
do,
they're pussies. I'm saying
use a different
people
example.
in professions.
It's okay, man. Some of
Just
them
say
be putting out,
cops.
no, some of them be
I'm not
putting-
saying well, because you use
fuck that.
cop.
Hey,
Put
I'm not.
teachers.
Hey, no, fuck. You
I don't know.
gotta
Like,
push. You gotta push against this guy. No, some of them firefighters be pussy. They don't want to get up there to get
I'm
the
just saying
cat
people who
out
don't
the
get
tree.
the job done.
Do
Your
it.
point what you're making is people that don't get the job done, that exists in every profession. In
Speaking
every
of-
profession.
I'm not saying Mark don't get the job done. I'm saying he don't go through that much stuff for him to be bitching like how he do. He talking about I
Bird.
need
That's
a
your
job.
opinion. It's
Hold
like,
on,
hey,
hold on.
they
He
get
talking
you
about
fits.
I need a job. He was getting paid by Cecil. How much you think he was paying him? Why the fuck he need a job? He not paying no bills. He ain't gotta pay no car note.
He gotta
He ain't
help
paying to
his
get on a
mama.
bus.
He can
He
fly
got
wherever he
bread.
wanted to.
She got bread. She's good. Nolan set them up for life. What is he paying? What bills is he worried about? Nothing. He talking about we need to get a job. I need money. For what? Like,
So
what was Cecil
him and-
paying you? Huh? Minimum
He don't-
wage?
He
You
don't
think
work
he
for
was making
Cecil no
500?
more. So that's
How much was he
and
getting from Cecil? Only 500 a week to save the world?
We already
Let's
know
be
heroes
real.
ain't
That's
making
hilarious.
no money
I
first.
love
In
this
Marvel, they
conversation.
not
He
making
gave him-
here.
he
They
gave
not
him a
making
house.
money, which is still unrealistic. That's
But
bullshit.
hold on.
You can't be Captain America and not have no fucking bread. That's ridiculous.
But that's the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier
You
show.
telling
Yeah,
me
that's the
Invincible
show.
is in
They
the
could
same
give. They can get a
360?
fucking loan.
He can make more money at the post
And we're the
office.
Avengers.
That's what
Ferb,
he's saying.
Ferb, you saw Mark with a part-time job over here risking his life working for the prison. You mean to tell me you gonna be 17
ain't
years
risking
old
shit.
working for the prison?
He ain't risking shit. He's the strongest being on earth.
And he
What
got
is
his
he
ass
risking?
beat how many times this
Because he's
season?
Doesn't
dumb.
affect your credit
He's
score.
stupid.
Him being dumb.
He's
Like,
dumb.
look,
He
that's-
is pretty slow.
if you're a stupid ass hero, that's on you. But
He
that's
need to
still
go get in a
part of
karate class
you.
with Jay-Z. That's what he need to do. He need to take Tabo. Because he's too dumb
He
and
got him
too
at the
strong
Tabo
to
hole.
be fucking
And
up like this.
Look, at the end of the day, Mark is still getting his ass beat multiple times with his stupid ass, and he's got a job at the fucking jail. Those are the facts from the show.
Right. How much bread he making?
Shit, obviously not that much. He over here splitting bowling with his friends. Amber bought those fries. His ex bought them fries.
Yo, this
I'm just saying, they pretty much they made them a down to earth heroes, because if I'm
down to
saving the
earth.
world week to week, I'm not paying for shit. If me and my superhero boo is like, we need to find us a spot to live, Cecil, my nigga, get us a condo. And I want 2 cars to come with that bitch, because I'm getting my ass beat every other week, or at the end, the last fucking 3 episodes, every day. He defeated one villain and had another one show up. What kind of fucking, that's terrible bad luck.
It's his fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, he should have been
his fault.
Viltrumite.
And that's the
just-
blue black suit era of Invincible. That was what Robert Kirkman intended. This was his Doomsday event. You know, for this is his. You know,
that
like
don't
that
change him being pussy. He started benching a little bit. He like, yeah, I can feel it. I'm getting stronger. But he ain't take no self-defense classes. Mayweather could probably whoop his ass. He ain't got no hands. at
Answer your
all.
question,
We
I have
seen in his
nothing left.
fight
I
with
don't have
Conquest.
nothing
He ain't got no hands. He was getting his ass whooped. He just swinging like, Conquest like, bitch, the fuck out of here. He was having fun. If it wasn't for the fact Conquest was having fun, Mark would have died. And if it wasn't for the fact that Angstrom Levy didn't want them Invincibles to kill Mark, Mark would have died. So
Another
again,
Nick, like you said, his villains are dumb. They
Dumb
not
as hell.
even trying to kill him. They just
Dumb as hell.
They want to
And
fuck
he
with
dumb
the
as
strongest
rocks,
man
too.
on earth. They just want to fuck with this one. Oh, which bring me to a point. Damn, I had it, but I lost. Oh, we didn't mention it, but shout out to Glenn finally spinning the block and getting his body back. He had to catch his body on Negan, because that was kind of fucked up. That kind of changed the trajectory of
But he
Robert
ain't
Kirkman's
even catch the
other
body.
comic book.
He ain't even kill him.
I know that's what I'm saying.
He's still alive.
He ain't really
meta version of it all. Yes, he did kill. Yes.
No, he didn't. He's still alive. Still breathing. You ain't
That's
finished
You
your
guys
job.
pay back. You guys pay back.
he beat his ass. That was very gruesome. Like that was almost like when Rick bit the guy's ear off his, he took a bite out the guy's neck when they was in the middle of he had no hands. He had his hands tied up. He had the kid on the ground. He was like, I gotta do something. Bite the nigga neck. and it was like Mark beating the nigga head with his head. I'm like, bro, this nigga is beating this nigga with his head. That nigga's mad. That nigga's mad. But of course, the reason we are here, which I think we've pretty much answered it, but we're gonna make it official. Was it good though, Mike? I'm gonna start with you, my brother.
Yes, I think this is some of the best superhero television that we've gotten. Animated, live action, whatever, just the story. I think this is some of the best we gotten this year. In terms of any really in superhero television, we're eating good 2025 so far. Um, and it's good to see that going from this Spider-Man, friendly with Spider-Man to this to Daredevil and everything. Reading good in different properties, Penguin and going, all the stuff, Creature Commandos, everything. Reading good. So I'm a fan of this. I'm looking forward to 2026 when we get to season four. And yeah, no, this again, this season saved this show and bringing back why we love Invincible, going from season one during the pandemic. It brought that, fire. You
Mm-hmm.
see and you look on Instagram, the memes, everything, like all that stuff is going viral now, and it's now like the finale is like the highest rated I think
Episode
episode
of the
on
show.
IMDb. So yeah, I think right under Breaking Bad. So yeah, it's doing good. So I'm here for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite meme was Oliver saying, "I'm gonna post this fight video." Nah, never mind, y'all. I ain't posting it.
Yeah. Big ass whooping coming.
Chaz, was it good though?
I'm
Yes.
gonna say yes. Did somebody say yes for me? Was that Furb?
I don't know who said that, but that was funny.
I'm gonna see it on the playback. But yes, was it good though? I definitely enjoyed this season. Had a good time with it, and it had me saying a lot like, "Oh shit," because I was not pleased fully with season 2. So season 3 did not disappoint.
Was it good though?
Oh, my fault.
I just know
Yeah.
he said yes for me, so he took a long time for his because he like I answered already. This nigga, we gonna see it on the playback.
That wasn't me, but yeah, it was good. Mark is still pussy and stupid, but it was good.
Uh,
Oh, Jason, was it good though?
it was. I thoroughly impressed. I've watched 6, 7, and 8 a few times. And if you, well, of course, with everything, it always this is another per usual another show that rewards a rewatch. So if you go back and watch it, you kind of see things. You see the writing on the wall. With a lot of stuff that's going to eventually happen within the season. Then of course, they leave a lot of threads, kind of like your friend label who is Spider-Man at the end, where they just kind of give it to you of, yay, this is what you need to be looking forward to next. These things are still working in the background. It just hasn't happened yet, which I appreciate that. Don't Every story doesn't have to be given, especially when you have a good story. You can kind of spread it out through, give us the tea leaves around different stuff. So it'll come back around when it's time to come back around. Did you have what you think those?
I did. I had a few. Shout out to everybody who dropped their what did you think those. Brandy with a bunch of E's said it was really good. Mark crying out for Cecil. And then the actor that played Conquest's voice, they said that they killed it. DeAndre said, hell yeah, it was good. Flamingo's Ego said, by far the best season of the show and has 2 of the best episodes. And then Side Project said, peak. And then we also had comments from Casual Movie Lover had all their hands raised, and the Crafty Misfit said, it's so great, love it. And Access Box said, show is unmatched. Shout out to everybody who dropped their what did you think those comments on season 3 of Invincible.
We need a round of applause.
Yeah.
What's
There a lot of positive reviews and things from this series for the season, excuse me. But now we have our Link of Thrones, where you pretty much pick a actor or an actress from the series or show that we just reviewed, some of their upcoming projects or past projects. I'm going to start with you, Mike. Who do you have for your Link of Thrones for this episode?
I'm trying to think. What would the cast? they got coming up? Damn. I'm trying to think. Other show. Stephen Yeun probably. Stephen Yeun, he was in Mickey 17, which came out last week, and stuff.
He was,
Which
yeah.
yeah, which very interesting film from Academy Award winning director, um, Bon John Ho, I believe that's his name. The Academy Award winning director for Parasite. Yeah, that was a new film that came out last week or so, and everything. So make sure you guys go check that out. Um, J.K. Simmons, I don't know what project he has coming up. Oh,
Whoa.
well,
You only
oh,
picked one
actually, I know he
person.
does. Oh, what? Say again?
You only picked one
Person?
actor.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
You already got it. Tap out.
I tapped
He
out.
was about to get
He
somebody
gonna run
else.
through it, nigga.
My
God
bad. I was like,
damn.
no, I just didn't know anybody. I was like, wait, who? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Furb, who you got?
Uh, I want to shout out Sandra Oh. I don't know if she's in anything new right now. I know she was in Grey's Anatomy, and she is she's fine. Shout out to Sandra Oh.
So we got to put a bit. So you going Grey's Anatomy? That's okay. We could. That's fine. That works. Jazz, who you got?
Woo. He said she is fine. Like, all right. I am going to go with Seth Rogen. I'm going to do one of my favorite comedies,
Mm-mm.
Sausage Party.
No.
Y'all check out
Yeah.
our Sausage Party episode. It was
No.
episode, I believe it was 69.
9.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Michael, like
These niggas, man. And me. For my Lincoln Thrones, I am rolling. Hold on, what did I say? I'm going with Cecil. Cecil is also Baby Billy in the Righteous Gemstones. The season.
Yes.
So the series finale is currently filming. I'm behind an episode.
You missed nothing. You missed nothing.
I missed the first one, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of shows
Yeah.
where the gemstones they began. Which episode? It was a standalone episode with this completely different actor that you probably wouldn't even expect to see. But yes,
No clue.
The Righteous Gemstones, the series finale, not the series finale, but the series finale. What is it called?
season or series
Yeah, series finale, season
if
4.
it's finished. Yeah.
Series finale, but it's not. Because I'm over here feeling. Y'all seen that video of the man who couldn't say,
Was he from Little Rock?
Like, get the fuck out of here. Why do you what?
Arkansas.
No. Look at this nigga. Arkansas. You know what? Fuck this. Man, we appreciate you niggas. We appreciate you niggas for coming on here and chatting about this nerd shit with us. Definitely appreciate it. Mike, let the people know where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere at Jedi Mike 7, brought to you by Solo Media. Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure as always, and we need to make this more of a regular. I love talking with y'all. So
we got that magazine dreams coming up, brother. We gotta do that.
Yes.
Mr. Steve Martin, Steve Furb, Martin. Let the people know where they can find you. So if you would like to, I don't know, you might be running on the run. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and now Tubi underneath Furby Factor. I have a film coming out on Tubi. I believe it's so. If you haven't seen, there's this meme film going around called "The Grinch That Stole Bitches," and I'm familiar with the guy that actually shot and directed the whole thing. We're working on something right now. It's in the same vein of that, so be on the lookout. If you see a movie that's like Frosty the Blowman or something along those lines, you know that was me. But thank you guys for having me, and until next time.
We appreciate that, Furb. We do, for plugging that. Yes, this is episode 146 of the Was It Good Though podcast. Everybody, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, comment if you enjoyed the episode. Jason, was there anything else that you wanted to say before we get up out of here?
You did unmute that. What's wrong with this nigga, man?
We don't know, but we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. But
man,
I
have nothing. Appreciate everybody that's chatting. Listen.
Yeah. Y'all, please be sure to check out episode 145. We reviewed The Wood.
Yes.
We had our homegirl Lisa from Real Movie Lovers join us. Next week, we are reviewing Magazine Dreams for episode 147, starring Jonathan Majors. Yeah, we're going to get into it and all the controversy and the film. It's going to be something. Y'all, please be sure to check that out. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I am one of your hosts. I am Jazz.
And I'm Jason.
And this is the Was It Good Though podcast.
Peace.
Cheers.
Frosty the Blow, man. Hey, man.
I'm just like, Furb is just saying shit.